Oh, hey. I was mentioned in a post.
No, really?
Can you believe? That's crazy. That picture's ridiculous. It's so close to Seth's face.
Well, the girl's face is really close, so you gotta
Yeah. Yeah. That's true, I guess. Oh, hey. That's also me.
that is also you. So, how are you today?
Um, okay.
Long time no see.
I know. It,
It's not like this is the third show we've done together this week or anything.
no. Not at all.
I've been bumping into a lot of shit on my desk, and I just almost knocked my giant glass of water over, so that would have sucked.
Don't do it. It's not good.
Oh shit, Hunter's here. Hi, Hunter. This is every Friday. We do this every Friday.
Hi, Allison.
Hey, Allison.
Hey, Allison.
Hi, Allison. Should I do my
Rackvana.
Rackvana for the whole show tonight as the host?
I mean, that's a lot on you. So,
Yeah, that would be a pain in the ass.
seeing as how you basically stopped doing the Savannah voice, like not even a quarter of the way through.
Yes, Vince. Wisebot is in here. Nightbot is the one we have the issue with. You and I talk about this every week.
Yeah, Nightbot's the one that yells at people for using tabs.
We just started doing the lives a few weeks ago, Hunter. So that's something new we've been doing. I definitely wouldn't say that. What did you do?
I don't know. I did something on my elbow. I think at work. It hurts.
Were you playing tennis?
I wish. I love tennis.
Was it tennis elbow?
No, it's not tennis
You
elbow.
love tennis? You are so white.
I mean, I don't like to watch it. I play, I don't know, for fun. Well, I don't know. You know, fuck you. You're right, too.
Don't play tennis or golf.
I play mini golf. I'll play the shit out of mini golf.
Oh yeah,
real golf.
That's different.
I've real golfed once, and it was the worst experience of my entire life. Never again.
Well, you ready to get started? Because unlike you, I don't care how many people show up. Though I do appreciate everyone in the chat. Thank you for being here. When they do show up, like I'm not gonna wait for like 5 to 10 people to get in here. I'm just gonna be like, when you get here, join us.
I usually just do like 5-10 minutes. I usually wait for like one person to show up. I don't give a fuck how many people. Yeah, it's literally you.
And you don't always wait for me. Fucking rude.
I was gonna say I don't. Yeah, I don't always. Well, because sometimes I'm like, I have shit to do after this, and I know she's gonna talk forever. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
You got nothing to do after this.
Well, not this show. It's already midnight.
All right, and here we go.
Let me let you in on a little secret, all right? Nobody likes you, Riddle. Nobody likes you. Nobody can stand the way you talk. They can't stand looking at your stupid face. And so when I finish the job I started at MSG a few weeks back, it's not just gonna be for me, man. No. It's gonna be for everybody, bro. I'm gonna stomp Riddle's head into that mat one more time and show him once and for all who the man around here really is. Well, Seth, I'm gonna prove to you that there's only one man in your marriage, and that's Becky, bro. You talk about my family, man. Talk about your family. Oh, wait, you ain't got one because your wife divorced you and took your kids, and they don't want to see your bitch ass anymore, huh?
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smack and Raw podcast, where a money shot is both the end of a match and the end of a scene. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the warden Matt Ritter, and I am here with my co-host this evening. She's the shaman of She-Elite, supposedly the hardest working woman in showbiz, from what I hear. Host of the Inside the Mind of podcast, the She-Elite Showcase, and the possibly now defunct In the Crowd, Miss Katie Kinsey, baby. Welcome back.
Yeah, I know. I was put on the shelf for a few weeks, but I'm back.
First night back, you're already back up one. You were down 2 in the race for Pornhub Pop. You are now back up 1. It is Vince has got a lead by 1 over you right now.
He's not taking it from me. I have busted my ass all year, and I am not losing.
I also kicked you guys both off next week, so
which is like I said, that's fun. Like I got shit to do the next day anyways, so I got a wedding, my cousin's wedding, so.
But I do appreciate you being here. It's not like you and I haven't talked 3 times this week already about everything we're going to talk about. So let's hope we can make it fun.
What you're talking about. I've never seen this man a day in my life. I have no idea who he is.
I'm sorry. You're in for a rude awakening. Let's do some news and rumors, Katie. Will Ospreay has had more 5-star matches in a month than Cena, Angle, and Punk has in their careers. Was a tweet that went out and got a lot of traction, including my own personal, what we like to call Uncle Kevin, Kevin Nash, who asked how much his merch sales are, which then sparked a lot of debate on Twitter. I know you are not personally a huge fan of the Ospreay, the person.
No, as a human being, he's actually a piece of shit. Can you believe?
Most wrestlers are. If we're not lying. I gotta side with Uncle Kevin on this one. Like, you can have seriously. First off, 5-star rankings are biased as fucking bullshit. We all know that. We talked about that. Come on now. Like, you cannot trust Meltzer's opinion on what is a good match and make that the basis for what a good match is for everybody that watches wrestling around the world.
Yep.
So good for him. He had a bunch of 5-star matches. In ring, he is a hell of a competitor. He is.
Yeah, he is.
But you're in this business to draw a crowd and to sell merch. And what are your merch sales?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big component of the professional wrestling business, is having merchandise and selling it.
Mainstream wrestling, absolutely.
The main companies, yeah.
I mean, you and I have merch.
We do have merch.
You have merch that they can find over at your Teespring through your link tree. And in that merch is a beautiful shirt made by Jizzy from the Deadass Girls, featuring our Pro Wrestling Pro Choice logo. And all of that money goes where?
To Planned Parenthood.
And we have the same shirt over on our link tree. And all of that money goes to Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project, as well as other awesome Smack and Raw and Creation World merch that you can get, as well as She-Elite Showcase merch over by her. So while you're there, you can donate to a good cause, because women deserve to, make choices for themselves and have rights. And we believe that. And then while you're there, get a dope shirt. All proceeds go to funding a good cause. And then get yourself a cool other shirt just to represent, your favorite podcast or two. So.
Or two. Yeah.
Also, Black Lives Matter shirts for sale at YKWrestling.com, which I have a couple of. I am one of the few with a black and red special edition.
I have one of those.
And all of that money is curated and put into a fund by TC, which is then donated to various GoFundMes and things, put directly in the hands of the people who need it, and is no way, shape, or form associated with the Black Lives Matter organization. So if you don't want to support them, you're not. Go get yourself some merch.
Yeah.
FTR, not in the AEW game.
Yeah. Apparently they're part of the DLC. as well as a few other quote unquote big names. Nothing has been said yet, but a few like surprise, like names people were surprised weren't in the actual game, but just in the DLC. Because like
Yeah,
I literally chanted FTR at a fucking wrestling event for the game.
And like the thing is, they've got such a big roster. They can't, like, you don't have an NXT, you don't have a Legends alumni that you can add other than Owen Hart, who I believe is already in the game.
Yeah.
Like, you've been around for 3 years, so you have to save something for the DLC. Because if you release it all, then you're not making any more money off than the initial sales of the game.
No.
That's the whole corporate foundation of video games now is, here's the game. Oh, would you like to play those wrestlers? Okay, give me a little more money or buy our season pass, and then you can get them.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't just put all the women in the DLC the way they treat them.
Honestly, I guarantee half the women will be a part of the DLC, if not more. SonyCon hates women. Facts.
Is Vince stripping going to be part of the Smacking It Raw DLC? I wish, Jesus, I really do. I don't think he's going to do that.
Probably not.
I've been trying. He's shy. I don't know what's going on with that. If he's got like a third nipple or something that he doesn't want us to know about, but he's very not about showing his body for us, despite the many requests for OnlyFans and for him to strip. So if I can make it happen, I will. I'm going to try and get that for Patreon, because we do have a new updated Patreon that is now available.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get that here. And if you guys donate $10 and 10 of you do it, I will make an hour-long podcast where I say nothing but nice things about Hulk Hogan and Matt Riddle, and then want to kill myself after, which will not be happening tonight if you listen to the intro video for the show. No nice things about Matt Riddle will be said tonight, and I am so excited to get into that. However, if 50 people sign up for the $10 tier, and I pray to God you guys don't, I said something stupid that I'd be a Matt Riddle Stan account for a month. We really don't want to do that. We really don't want to do that. So I actually kind of hope you guys don't do that. Like, it'd be awesome, but also would suck tremendously. So don't do that.
So don't do that.
I feel like they could have done NJPW or Impact DLC instead, due to the often crossovers with the companies.
What if they just did all of Ring of Honor talent that they
could
have / don't have as the DLC?
They absolutely could have done that. Titles, Ring of Honor rings, everything as a DLC. That would have been cool. I don't know. Is there anything else you'd want to see from AEW as a DLC? Because like I said, like, there's not a whole lot of outside of the main roster, not a whole lot that they actually could do.
No, not really. I mean, you could have like the Tamagotchi, because he has been shown on TV a few times. Like the ones that like kind of had an impact, no pun intended, in AEW or were a part of big matches, maybe. Like if, say, Serena Deeb wasn't signed to the company, but she had all of those banger matches in the beginning with like the NWA women's title.
Yep.
That would have been smart, but she's with the company, so it doesn't matter.
Fuck you, Hunter. FTR low-key carried the company this year, and they should be in the base roster. How long is this game taking? It better be fire. I'm not loving what I've seen from the game, honestly. It unless they're going for that throwback feel.
I think they are. I feel like I've seen that being talked about, but I very much could be wrong, so don't trust anything I say.
Oh, they'd be lucky. Tony would never give 5 ounces of his Coke to anyone.
Never. Not at all.
Shout out to JJ who's joined us as well. I agree with Jesus. It looks like 2K Battlegrounds meets No Mercy, kind of. So yeah, whatever.
Kind of.
Santana Garrett gets a job as a coach at the PC.
Yeah. Good for her.
That's it. That's all I get out of you.
I-
Yeah, good for her. She's a
good for her.
superhero. Wow, she's a superhero.
Well, so Santana Garrett was in the Mae Young Classic. She might have been in both. I can't remember. Kind of had a few matches here and there on NXT. Was very talented and has a long tenure, I believe. I don't know how long it is. Maybe around the same as like Serena Deeb's. They might be similar. So having a very talented and seasoned veteran women's wrestler as a coach, smart. That's what Serena Deeb was. She was a coach down at the PC for a while. So like, do it. Utilize these women that you have. Like, please.
They say those who can't do teach, and I was not a huge fan of Santana Garrett when she was down in NXT. I don't know if it was that they didn't properly showcase her or what, but hopefully, I mean, she does have talent. I'm sure she has a lot to offer to the trainees and all of that. So I don't know if it was just not the right mix of her in WWE or what it was or the presentation, but I was not feeling it. So, well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. She has a lot of time. She knows a lot of shit. She's going to be an asset regardless. And I'm glad that she's found something to do that isn't with that Mard company that had Tessa and then got rid of Tessa. And I haven't heard anything about for a while.
Yeah. I haven't either, actually, now that I think about it.
And while you're here, might as well talk about how Lady Frost was denied her release and then they threatened to sideline her for 2 years for no pay.
Yeah. Actual pieces of shit.
Over an Impact.
Like, you can't. Yeah, in her contract, it said somewhere that if she's not being utilized, she's not going to be paid. Which, wow. But the fact that she wants to leave, they said, no, we'll put you on the shelf for 2 years if you want, but you're not going to get a single fucking dime. No, that's terrible. And I'm very glad she's still staying true to her word and not backing down from this. She said, I don't give a fuck. I'm not backing down. Point blank period.
Oh, yeah. And it's not like Impact really has the money to afford to pay someone and not use them anyway because fucking Impact. Don't kill me, JJ. Velveteen Dream arrested twice, apparently.
Nice.
So we all heard that he was arrested for drug paraphernalia, but apparently a couple weeks before that, he was arrested for aggravated battery and I believe breaking and entering and was bailed out by Ashanti the Adonis. And then while out on bail, got arrested with drug paraphernalia and is now back in jail with no bail.
I think the weirdest part about all this is Ashanti the Adonis being the one posting his bail.
I mean, you never know who's friends. Like we always talk about that. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's competitive. WWE hates AEW," but like everyone hangs out, everyone's friends, everyone kicks it.
Well, I'm not even saying that. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like that was just like such a random name to pop up in this when I just wasn't expecting. So I don't know. Patrick Clark, what are you doing? Hey, boy.
Fucking up and apparently not going to WWE like everyone thought because of the Instagrams.
Well, if they've let worse people back, so
that is true. I don't know if Will Gray's coming or not. He said he just saw this and he's awake. I asked him if he wanted to join. I sent him a link. He didn't answer, so maybe. Braun Strowman is apparently re-signed to WWE, much to our, as you can tell by our faces, extreme disappointment because I don't give a fuck about Braun Strowman. I really don't.
The fact that he more than likely will be showing up on Monday Night Raw on Monday just makes me upset. You know, I didn't care about Braun Strowman when he was in WWE in the first place. You put a mic in his hand, he can't talk. He can barely wrestle. He should still be controlling his narrative, but no, he wants to come back to the WWE. And
guys like Braun Strowman, I mean, I guess they're kind of doing it with Omos because we haven't fucking seen them. But guys like that, guys of that size, their value is that they are an attraction. They should only come around every now and then for a big match, a big thing. They can't be on TV every week because they can't win every week. And if they lose every week, then they're not an imposing force anymore.
yeah. It's like, as much as I hate him, Bill shows up for a match and then leaves. If I'm lucky, that's all.
Let's talk about that because Alice said he wants that money. And I was under the impression from Braun Strowman that if you had any talent, you shouldn't have to work on the indies. And then once he went to the indies, that he was going to make all that money, that he didn't need WWE because he was such a big fucking star. He was going to control his own narrative and start a company and get a TV show. How's all that going, Braun?
I mean, ask EC3. He's the only one left.
The only thing I can possibly link to him getting is Raquel Gonzalez, the tag team title, which we talked about last night.
Oh, we did.
I feel like that
And
had
I'm
to be a
still mad.
stipulation in his contract signing. That's why that went down the way it is.
Still mad about it.
Last but not least, to my extreme enjoyment, ladies and gentlemen, Halloween Havoc will be a premium live event this year. I've been championing this for years, saying they need to make it a PLE. War Games is a PLE. Let's do it. I understand the need for TV specials and ratings and all of that stuff, but make it a PLE because it is one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year. And you and I, last night, fantasy booked the host after going through many names of Halloween Havoc. And who is that, Katie? Who should that be?
Chucky. Chucky, look at him. You see him? Baby boy. Oh, God. Didn't like that. Chucky needs to host Halloween Havoc this year. He made a cameo last year. He has to. He's canon in WWE.
He is. And as we've said, he has history with Braun's father, Rick Steiner, in WCW. He, as Jesus pointed out last night, he kind of was around for Halloween Havoc last year, but not really. Like he was doing, it was like pre-recorded segments in between. I need him on the show. I need him fucking Lily in a closet in the back, interacting with people, maybe stabbing someone or failing to stab someone.
I was gonna say he's gonna at least attempt a stabbing.
It is a PLE for NXT next month.
Halloween Havoc is a pumpkin spice latte next month.
Whoa. Hey now.
That's what that says.
Yeah, I know what it says. I was answering Hunter's question and I didn't realize that he put PSL. For my brain, I thought he just misspelled it. Do not insult the good name of Halloween Havoc, sir.
Yeah, pumpkin
not
spice.
Be having that.
Not a fan.
Okay, you can get the fuck out of here. Like, you can just go, Hunter.
See, Allison agrees with us.
Riddle over Riddler, and now Hogan Flair rematch. Yeah, I'm good. Let's get into the show, Katie. Spit or swallow? Where you want to start?
I'm gonna start with a spit.
Okay.
Raquel and Aaliyah winning the tag team titles on Monday Night Raw. What was the reason besides Braun's contract? What the fuck was the reason? You have the baby faces come out, Bliss, Asuka, and Bianca chase Bayley, distract Dakota and Io. Like, your baby faces, you shouldn't be doing that, whatever. Dakota was pinned. She was not the legal woman in the match. So that's some fuckery there. You have been, ever since they returned to SummerSlam, you have been building Damage Control as this, I keep calling it the female Shield. Like, that's what they started out as. They were just they're wrecking all the women. That's how we got this tag match at Clash tomorrow. Technically tomorrow. This was a mistake. No, this was a swerve nobody wanted.
Your name is Damage Control. The whole point was you were there to help fix the flawed women's division. The whole reason we got this women's tag team tournament was to bring back the prestige of the women's tag team titles. And I'm going to be honest, spitting with Katie, this was not the way to do it. Hunter, it doesn't count as trolling if you just take L's back to back to back to back to back. I am like Sheamus. I deliver banger after banger after banger, and you take L after L after L.
I'm right here. I am right here.
Katie's right here, and Vince is out sick.
Wow, disrespect on show.
That's on JJ. You got to talk to her.
I know.
I'm also going to start with a spit. I'm going to spit the Sexecutioners, Edge, and the Mysterio segment. The Sexecutioners defeating what I'm going to call Adolf, AJ Styles, and Dolph Ziggler, or maybe Steigler. I don't know which one works better, Adolf or Steigler.
Maybe let's go with Steigler.
Steigler? Okay, we'll go with Steigler. Never beat me. It just felt off. Dom giving Rhea the kendo stick back and simping, and I mean, Sub Mysterio. It is who he is.
Yeah. It's in his
and then Beth wasn't there.
Beth. She was not
Priest there. And Finn dragging Rhea away. Finn whining about documentaries that he doesn't get. And then Ray choosing Edge over his own son, which hopefully, I'm sick of coming on this show and saying, hopefully Sub Mysterio is going to turn on his father. Hopefully this is where it happens. It just keeps going and going, and he never does.
It's at this point, it's never going to happen. I am the minority on this show.
That is true. You should support women, JJ.
Women supporting women. She still got love for me, but like, I'm the porno hobby.
I'm sick of waiting for him to turn. I really am. Get it over with, or don't do it.
It has been dragged on for so long, and so many people have like talked about it. It just doesn't matter anymore. Turn on.
Well, the original plan was they were going to be a tag team, and Ray was going to pass his mask down to Dom like his uncle did. That was the original booking, and then that never happened, and Ray stuck around for fucking ever and continued to be a terrible father and put his family and children in great peril. Along come the Sexecutioners to punish and all of that and try and lure Sub Mysterio to the dark side, and here we are. Nothing's happened, and he's still simping for Rhea, and no one will hit Rhea. And then the one person we had that will hit Rhea, which is Beth, couldn't even make it to the show on Monday.
She really didn't want to come to Pittsburgh, and I don't really blame her, in all fairness.
Yeah. Spit or swallow, Kitty?
I'm going to do another spit, just because, why not? Me and you talked about this last night. The crowd in Pittsburgh was terrible for Monday Night Raw. I was there.
You were.
The men in my section sucked. All misogynistic pigs. Left before the main event because the main event was the women's tag match. It was the most quiet I've heard a crowd. I mean, I'm usually like on the floor or close, so maybe it could have been because I was a little higher up, but it was silent for a lot. And I don't like that. You need to be like interacting, and there are so many moments where it was just quiet, which is a damn shame because like Pittsburgh crowds are usually good. Every time I've gone to a show, they have been fine. This was the one time. I don't know. There was weird energy in the air. I didn't like it. Fuck all of the men who were near me. And just kept turning around and asking me random fucking questions. I didn't care. I don't want to be talked to. I don't know you. Stop.
Not every crowd can be Chicago all the time. I'm going to swallow Miz refusing to kiss and tell after his night with Dexter Lumis. The pure fear in his eyes, the fact that he was so PTSD distraught from wherever Dexter took him that he couldn't even talk to the police, let alone interviewers, and it just got him so upset every time they brought it up that he was losing his shit, that he started seeing Dexter throughout the night, distracting him, and no one else except for us, the fans at home, saw Dexter standing in the backstage as they were walking, the giant spotlight that they put on Dexter during the match, and then my favorite piece of it, Dexter being in the backseat of his car as he got in all angrily to leave, which means he got some more backseat loving from Dexter after Monday night.
That's something you want from Dexter.
It's Lumis in Mrs. SUV that is possibly the next episode of SVU.
It's true, though. I feel like that's the beginning of an SVU episode if I've ever seen one. Like, it was so... Like, I almost missed, like, Dexter being, like, backstage as the, like, security guard. I, like, almost missed it because, like, I was watching the screen and they did it and I was just like, oh, Dexter? And then it was so fast that they changed it back. That was incredible. Dexter was, like, across from me. I could literally see him with my eyes. You put a whole ass spotlight on this man. How did nobody see him? Nobody.
If I was in your seat and Dexter was across from me, I probably would have started masturbating vigorously right there in the middle of the arena.
You know, I wasn't going to do that.
I mean, I'm not saying you should have. I'm just saying I would have.
You would have ran to the other side.
I would have been Dexter for Dexter. Like,
yeah. They would have had
come
to
up from behind him,
you.
put him in a chokehold, dragged him out, got arrested. Had to send you and Vince a note saying, "Hey guys, sorry, can't be at the next show."
I mean, basically.
I don't know. So the chat's talking about Pete Dunne. I don't know if he got his name back. I have not seen that picture. JJ said she did. I do know he got his gear back tonight, which we'll talk about, I'm sure. And was basically everything Pete Dunne, except they kept calling him Butch. And they even said, this resembles the old, and they kind of paused and said Butch, because there was no old Butch. Old Butch is motherfucking Pete Dunne.
Old Butch.
Spit or swallow, Katie?
I finally have a swallow. Kurt Angle being back home in Pittsburgh. What a joy. What a guy. It was just, I never got the opportunity to chant "you suck" at Kurt Angle in a loving way. So the fact that I got to do that in Pittsburgh was so much fun. He was just having a ball, like hanging out with the Street Profits, the shush off with Chad Gable, the milk at the end. I was just so happy to see Kurt Angle.
We know for a fact now, it is canon. Kurt Angle spits and swallows.
I mean, we do on this show.
He prefers to swallow white stuff. Whatever was in the cup before the white stuff, he did not swallow. He spit that right out. Was not feeling the Solo cup.
No.
I honestly didn't think I was going to enjoy that segment when it started, and I ended up really enjoying it and the match. The match was a banger. So
it was.
Hey, Allison, can you do me a favor? Can you text Will and tell him to check his DMs? I would appreciate it. Because he's like, "Oh, I'm awake," and then just hasn't looked at the DMs since after I talked to him. I'm spitting the 6-woman tag squash match for the established stars that we had on Monday Night Raw. First off, I don't understand squash matches for established stars like Bianca Belair. Like, I get it. We're going into a 6-woman tag match, and they have never functioned as a 6-woman tag team. but
Mhm.
it's motherfucking Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair, and Asuka. Wow.
Bianca Bear.
Yeah, Bianca Belair. Though I'm swallowing the gratuitous ass shot of Alexa shoving one of those women into Asuka's ass during the match. But I don't need a squash match. And the promo after was basic as shit. I was not feeling it.
No, it was, and I love all three of those women, but it's the fact that we got a squash match for no reason, really. I mean,
They don't need
you
it.
need it. No, they don't. It was pointless. It honestly, the whole kind of build for the 6-woman tag at Clash, I don't know. I have a weird taste in my mouth about it now. I don't know. I feel like something weird is gonna happen.
Is it like a weird salty taste?
No.
Does it make you gag a little bit, or are you unsure?
See all that?
I do.
It's for
I see
you.
that it's a finger. Number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub. I appreciate it. Shout out.
Fucking
While you're dealing with that weird taste in your mouth, spit or swallow.
damn it. I have a swallow. It is Kevin and Sammy and fuck you, Hunter. It was the Kevin, the Sammy, the Usos. That whole thing was beautiful. The gaslighting of Sami Zayn, Kevin being like, "You're literally being played. You need to get out of there. Come join me. Come on." The handshake with Jimmy Uso, I see it. Then Kevin being like, "Okay, well, with Jay," and then pause. We're working on it. It's the little things plus the match itself. KO and Jay, hell of a match. I mean, yeah, that was probably the best match on Raw.
So you remember how we used to do this show, and I used to run down everything in my own special way.
Uh-oh.
Would you like to know how I took notes for this?
Oh, honestly, it's been so long since I've heard you do a show like this. Please.
I'm going to swallow KO in the bloodline. Sammy sticks up for the tribal chief. KO appeals to Sammy, but he's still tribal dick drunk. KO isn't having any of the threats or letting the fact that Jay and Paul screwed him slide. And then we get an awesome match between KO and Jay. Sammy can't pull the trigger with the chair, and KO gets the win. But yes, no, definitely tribal dick drunk. And ladies and gentlemen, look who we have here from Botch Spots and Chair Shots, joining us live for the Smackin' Raw podcast, the one and only Mr. Will Gray.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I was just hanging out, watching some wrestling, and then I saw a message that said, check your DMs. And I was like, I guess I'm going on Smacking It Raw.
I mean, you could have taken your time and got all set up. You didn't have to hop on right away, but I do appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. I was looking forward to seeing you tonight. So,
Hi, friends.
Hi, Will.
So what are we talking about?
Well, we just got done. We're pretty much just running down Raw. We're almost, I'm almost done with my spits and swallows. We were just talking about KO and the Bloodline on Raw and Sammy and that whole fun segment.
I 1000% swallow anything Sami Zayn is doing right now in any capacity. I think this might be his best run since NXT Black and Gold. And I think he's helping elevate the Uso storyline, which was kind of, I don't want to say growing stagnant, but they needed something to help kind of push them. So I think Sammy's kind of helping give them that little extra oomph to keep it going for a little while. Sorry if I repeat anything you guys said, but yeah,
No,
totally
you're-
swallow anything Sami Zayn's doing right now for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And you walked in at the best spot because it's on me, so I'm gonna go. And this is my biggest swallow of the week. If you were here for the intro and you heard the special intro, and if not, everyone needs to go back and rewatch this episode just to hear the very special intro for the show. I am swallowing Seth motherfucking Rollins spitting facts about Riddle. After the interview, shit got real. I have said it probably, this is the third or fourth time this week. It felt like Colby Lopez was unloading on Matt Riddle in real life. You got the whole, Riddle, are you still there?
Yeah.
You want to talk? You want to talk about families? Let's talk about your family. Oh, we can't because your wife divorced you and took the kids, and they don't want to see your bitch ass no more. And Riddle got pissed, and I've been riding high on this wave all week. If you cannot tell from my Twitter, from the thumbnail, from everything, it is my favorite thing that has happened. And all I want to do is, it is not unjust. Fuck Matt Riddle. First off, we saw everything that came out about Matt Riddle that I didn't even address because we don't kink shame here on the Smack and Raw podcast. However, outside of his sexual proclivities, the fact that it seemed like he was kind of, sort of, maybe being a little manipulative through those text messages from his ex-girlfriend. Like, threesomes with Damian Priest, fine. Wanting to share a dick with your girlfriend and watch other guys fuck your girlfriend and have her send videos while you're out on the road, fine. Like, you do you. That is your sexual preference, and I am cool with that. You be bi, you be straight, you be gay, you be whatever the fuck you want, Matt Riddle, but do not manipulate someone emotionally into doing the sick shit that you're into if they don't agree with it, because you are a scumbag, and I've been right about you all along. And I hope
because Matt's
Seth
always right.
crushes you at Clash at the Castle.
Yeah, basically.
You guys got anything else on that?
Go ahead, Katie.
No.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. It was one of the best parts of Monday Night Raw. Like, at first, like, them brawling in the parking lot and, like, not having, like, WWE camera crews around and making it seem legit, which I saw that while I was in the parking lot of, like, getting out of my car. I was just like, what the fuck is this? It's the fact that Riddle, like, just shittily kicks his flip-flops off with the fucking Patrick Star shorts looking like a dumbass. It was that, and then the promo. I told Matt on Monday after we did Get Show that they brawled after the show, too.
Not canon. Nobody cares.
I know. But I'm just saying, like, before the show, verbal altercation during the show, brawl after the show. Like, consistent.
And shout out to Triple H, because the way they did that, where we talked about it, like, they had what looked like a fan, probably a WWE employee, filming from their phone and releasing the video of them brawling. There was no camera crew. Tried to make it seem as not set up in real life as possible. And then to go into this, where you have the interview and then we cut backstage and then the mics are coming off and then it gets real personal. Like, fucking fantastic. It is what I love about professional wrestling. It got me so hyped.
And just tossing in the anything Seth Rollins is doing is gold. Man could work with a brick wall and make it look good. So we know we're going to get a halfway decent match just because it's Rollins. No matter who's working with, it's going to be a good match.
Yeah, I agree. Also, your internet's getting a little janky there.
Okay, my phone also might. So if I do, I apologize for that.
Do you have a swallow that you want to, or a spit or swallow? You want to spit or swallow anything this week?
Right now, I'd like to swallow the Tyler Bate Braun Breaker match coming up on Sunday. I think that those two are going to do great things. I'm really hoping Tyler Bate pulls the win, but I think it's going to go to Braun Breaker. But I think that build up there, and I'm also swallowing Rico coming back to NXT for the American title. So a 2-for-1 thing of NXT.
Hell yeah. First off, Mello coming out and being like, I'm the A champ. I said I'm the A champ. And you know what? If you're not going to put me on the show, I'm taking the night off. Like, it's cool. Then out comes Ricochet, former North American champion, doing his motherfucking thing. That match is going to bang. Plus, along with Braun Breaker and Tyler Bate, like, we had all of the cameos of all of the former NXT champions coming and talking to them and reminding them how important both the NXT and NXT UK titles were. Tyler Bate, Walter, Ciampa,
Butch.
Well, yeah, Pete Dunne. Because I said Tyler Bate instead of Pete Dunne, and that's on me. Finn Balor coming in and just showing up and breaking Sexecutioner kayfabe and having a little chat with Braun Breaker there. All of that was fantastic. And then even talking like women with Shayna and Alba Fire, Mako Satomura, Rhea talking to Blair, who I know you're really excited about being in that match, Katie.
No. I can't fucking stand that bitch.
I feel like this is a Triple H thing too. We see a lot of this callback, whereas before we weren't getting a lot of the playback or the history from what was happening. And now we've seen it a lot be brought to the forefront since Hunter took back over, where we're getting history from the backgrounds. We're seeing stuff from NXT. They're allowing there to be that story built throughout, which wasn't something we were getting a lot of before.
Yeah.
Which is weird to me because I feel like with HBK running the show, we would have, but I don't know if it was more of the Vince influence on the show, and now that he's gone, Triple H's, hey Sean, let's do our thing. Or, I mean, everybody but Billy Gunn from DX, and obviously Chyna because she's no longer with us, R.I.P., has been put in kind of a position of power, and DX is basically taken over the WWE. This is the true McMahon Helmsley era of WWE.
Hell yeah.
DX has finally taken over everything. Just call it what it is.
And I really wish that with that we got a lot of Vince loves cock, but I missed that. Katie, spit or swallow?
What do I want to do? I'm going to swallow Andre Chase. Man, wrestles in a cardigan. Much respect. Is so fun to watch. I think you can like agree with me on this, Matt. Like we weren't really like sold on Andre Chase in the beginning because he was like the football coach kind of thing. And
he's definitely a goer, not a shower.
But now with the Chase U and like Blonde Bo Dallas and Thea, like it is such a good character and a good thing happening in NXT. Like the character work for a lot of people recently has been incredible. Andre Chase being one of them. Like he has truly thrived in this environment, and I'm pretty sure he got the win. And when's the last time you saw Andre Chase win a match?
He did get the win. He beat Baby Regal, the heir to the NXT throne. He defeated. I would love if Charlie Dempsey became like the new GM for NXT.
Honestly,
and just started causing problems.
I would like that. I
need to hear him. I need to hear him say War Games first, though.
Once.
I need to hear him say War Games. If you can't do it like your daddy, then you don't have the job.
I can't do it like your daddy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Again, he's a grower, not a shower. I was not a fan of Andre Chase when he first came out, and he has grown on me. Chase U has grown on me. Thea and Blonde Bo Dallas. Bodie has grown on me. Charlie Dempsey, I didn't even know about because I stopped watching NXT UK until he showed up in NXT. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Like everyone's like, oh, this is his kid. This is, Regal's kid. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, let me see what's going on. And he's going to be a great wrestler. He's going to be fantastic. And hope nothing but good things for him going forward too. And this is the right person to kind of help him get a feel for who he's going to be in NXT with Andre, because there's a lot of moving parts and it's going to really get his personality out there. So if he has one, this is the way. My last swallow from Raw real quick. I just love that we got to relive the Edge and Kurt pictures.
I loved that so much.
Especially the way.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go.
No, you go.
Tag you're it.
Because Edge was like, oh no, I didn't do it this time. Don't worry. And then he just goes back to Ray, and he's like, God damn it! He should have known. Kurt, come on.
And it started out so nice at first, and then it just slowly evolved. And yeah, no, it was a fun segment. It was a nice throwback. It made me smile. I don't know if I was just still happy off of the Matt Riddle thing, but it got me. Will, spit or swallow?
I'm going to go with a spit, and I know I have something that probably neither of you watched this week. I had the blessings to be able to go to the NWA tapings and see some live NWA. Matt, I know you're a huge fan. Who's their world champion? Do you know? Trevor Murdoch. Trevor Murdoch is still the NWA world champion.
Yeah.
So I have two spits for this. One of which is if you bring people into a private TV taping and you put them in a studio for 4 hours, cater. It was painful sitting there for 4 hours with no food, no concessions, nothing. The follow-up is also everything they're doing with Matt Cardona since he came back from injury seems like they're just lumping him together in this nonsensical comedy shtick, but somehow want him to be viable as an option for the 10 pounds of gold. I just don't see them going together.
It wasn't just painful watching a show where Trevor Murdoch was champion.
I'm a Trevor Murdoch guy, Matt. I know you give it's like my version of fan fiction, right? Like I still think the NWA is real wrestling.
Well, see, now, even though he's from my city, Billy Corgan lost some points with me when he decided that apparently there are not enough women existing in the world, not signed to major companies, to run a second all-women's pay-per-view, which is some bullshit. So he's kind of on my shit list right now.
He did say in Nashville at the tapings, though, that he is open for business again as far as cross-promotion work to make that become a possibility, though. So he's not necessarily saying it's out of the question, but he's saying he's going to need help from other companies to make it happen.
Alice said you guys got candy, so
we did get some candy, but it was like Laffy Taffy, and it was only the banana Laffy Taffy, and nobody likes that. Like, come on, you're the NWA. Like,
I guarantee that was left over from Billy Corgan's kid's Halloween last year, and he just handed it out to you. That's the only candy his kid didn't eat, and he's like, "Here, you guys go."
So yeah. Billy Corgan, get some food other than stale banana Laffy Taffy.
I will say I was impressed when I watched the all women show with Camille, and shout out to Camille. She is a very impressive in-ring competitor and dominating presence, like a very impressive presence as a women's champion. So while they did terrible booking for their men's champion, fantastic booking for their women. So
she did work while we were there, and she did a fantastic job. So that's a good swallow from the NWA show. Is their women's division is on fire right now too.
All right, Katie, spit or swallow? Did you get that taste out of your mouth yet?
Hate you. I'm going to spit Grayson Waller. Just, I don't understand what people see in him. Yeah, he's talented in the ring, whatever, but just an Australian douchebag, that's what he is. And I mean, the match with Apollo was great because Apollo, but the poke in the eye multiple times in the match, I don't know. I hate Grayson Waller and his existence.
I agree. I'm not a Grayson Waller fan. I'm not even really a fan of his in-ring work. He doesn't do it for me. The knockoff Miz thing is kind of cheesy because the Miz is actually, as a character, absolutely fantastic and a good worker in ring. I mean, they trust him with all of the celebrities to make the celebrities look good, and he does a great job. So, like, it's not really an insult to call you a knockoff Miz. I get it. He's got a talk show, and you want to have a talk show, but, like, he's not working for me. I didn't even put him in my notes. That's how little I cared about him. Though, I do love me some Apollo Crews. I'm going to swallow Caden and Katana defeating Diamond Mine with a little help from Toxic Attraction. And then we get the challenge from Cross and Doudrop for the tag team titles at World Collide because apparently they didn't save any NXT UK women's tag teams to challenge for the titles. So they're like, hey, we fired a bunch of people, but we do have these people from over there, and they're not doing shit at Clash at the Castle, so let's put them on the show. And Doudrop and Nikki going down. Hopefully Nikki drops that fucking superhero, supervillain, I guess now at this point, gimmick, and they do some cool shit with them. I don't mind them going back down to NXT and getting some reps, so that should be fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I told you last night, Nikki's will be like the only woman to challenge for every available women's title right now. which is
Yes.
like of
Insane.
all people, Nikki Cross. And all of those matches, from what I can remember, bangers. So
banger
after banger, after banger, after banger, after banger.
I'm going to disagree with her on that, but we'll get into that. We're not there yet.
We'll get into it.
Will, spit or swallow?
I'm going to go with a swallow, and I'm going to swallow the House of Black trios match that's coming up on All Out with the build there. I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. I don't have any notes with me, so I'm trying to think about what I saw this week being built up for this weekend's worth of pay-per-views, honestly. Okay. And I'm pretty hyped for that trios match. I think that's going to be the big hardcore, like high spots. Everybody's going to bleed. It's going to be a big brawl for all kind of thing. I think it might be the best trios match on the pay-per-view, including the trios title. Out of the three, I think it might be the best. So I'm kind of hyped for that match.
Well, that makes one of us, because I wanted Malachi versus Miro, and that was it. I honestly didn't need Sting and Darby on the show involved in this match in any way, shape, or form. And if you were going to give it to me, you could have given me the tag team match and a singles match. I did not need the trios match. The money for me was Malachi Miro, and that's where they should have gone. And when they added everyone else, I was like, fuck you guys.
Are you not excited to see what Sting can jump off of from really high up?
I've seen everything that Sting can jump off. Unless it's Darby's dick, I've seen everything that Sting can jump off of from really high up.
Well, I'm telling you, we know that TK's booking is wild, so that's not completely out of the question, Matt. There is still the possibility that we might see some wild shit happen.
And then Sting and Gigi Dolan would have something in common, because they both jumped off Darby's dick.
Agreed. See, we're linking together. And they say there's no long-term storytelling in wrestling. They're crazy.
Yes, Punk Mox 2 is on All Out. Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm going to swallow Zoe Stark.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a match. I said it yesterday. Her finish is so cool to me. I like unique, because everyone does a fucking super kick. Everyone does a spear. Like the ones we see all the time, I don't want to see them anymore. I like unique ones. Like when you throw in like a Phoenix splash every once in a while, or like a 450. Not everyone does those. Or like whatever the hell Kate and Katana's like finish is as a tag team. That's unique. That's cool. So Zoe Stark's finish to me is very exciting. And I guess they're going to keep building her to go after the title again, because she just came back. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, Fakita came back. So I don't know what the hell's going on. But Zoe's match and Zoe swallow.
But Fakita attacked what used to be sexy stripper, now sexy businesswoman porn star Kiana James, who apparently is working at a porn star office, because if you saw her secretary, I felt like I was watching Pornhub for a second, and I got very confused. I'm like, when did I change? Oh, I did not change the channel. That's Kiana James. Okay.
Honestly, the secretary kind of threw me through a loop. I was just like, what is this? I really thought it was about to turn into a porn.
Goldberg would never be in this chat. He knows better. Do you guys think Mandy beats Mako?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think Mandy and Toxic Attraction are getting ready to get called up. I see them getting ready to get moved versus putting the belt back on her and moving on with her as the champ. I just don't see this being the time.
As much as I love Mandy, Zoe Stark, Mako Satomura would fucking bang.
Honestly, yeah. That would be fucking dope.
But also think about how great this version of Mandy would be on the main roster going against, a Liv or a Becky or a Bianca. Like, this version of Mandy would be pristine against any one of the baby faces right now. And
they need tag team, like real tag teams like Toxic Attraction, because we saw who ended up with women's titles. We already spit that. For Io Sky and Dakota Kai Sky, for a possibly returning Sasha and Naomi. Hopefully they do not rerun Alexa. Hopefully after the 6-woman tag, they split that up because that was never working for me. I love both of them separately, not together. So yeah, we definitely need some women's tag teams up there. I am gonna spit, and it breaks my heart to say this, especially with Halloween Havoc around the corner. I'm spitting Schism and Grimes and my boy Joe Wayne Gacy. And I said this last night. It's not the Joe Wayne Gacy I fell in love with. This is not a guy that I feel like if I saw him out in a parking lot next to a white van, he was going to kidnap me and put me in there and possibly have his way with me. He seems more like the happy, friendly, religious cult leader kind of guy who's going to, indoctrinate you and give you punch and tell you that a comet's coming to destroy the world and you have to kill yourself so that you can go to his planet, or your soul can leave the planet and go to wherever. Yeah, and that's not the Joe Wayne Gacy I fell in love with. I loved the creepy one, and this whole story with Cameron Grimes and Cameron being like, I can do this on my own, and then they're like, well, your dad sucks and died. Like it's just not doing it for me. Like it really isn't. Wow, that was silence.
I literally was taking a drink. I don't know what you want from me.
I'm real confused with the whole direction they're taking Cameron Grimes, period. I feel like he was a man-made star. He was ready to roll, and now he just seems to be kind of tossed in there without any real direction. And I feel like he had real promise and then just kind of floundered. As far as the Gacy gentleman, what is his actual name?
Joe Gacy.
Joe Gacy. Okay.
I just add the Wayne for myself.
Okay. I wasn't really sure because I found myself last night on the When Worlds Collide calling them Brooks and Dunn. Like I couldn't figure out the real names for the wrestlers. I wasn't super, I didn't follow super well, but I remembered your names for them. So that's what I found myself doing during this show, was using your names for the characters I didn't follow. I think mixing him in with Joe Gacy, I felt like going into it, he was another one of those guys that had a super rocket strap to him. I thought he was going to be the man. He was going to the top, and then he just kind of stopped. I felt like there was a lot of build and promise for his story, and then there was just, it fizzled. There wasn't a whole lot of end to it. And that was kind of disappointing for both those guys.
They did a lot of work to build him up, and then they shit the bed.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Will, spit or swallow?
I'm going to go with a swallow. I'm going to switch over to WWE this time. And I'm looking forward to and swallowing everything that has to do with Sheamus and Gunther going into the IC title match. One, because it's an IC title match on a pay-per-view, which is not something we get a whole lot of recently. So that's nice to see some prestige brought back to that title. It's my personal favorite belt of all time. So it's nice to see it back defending on a premium live event. But I also think Sheamus and Gunther are going to put on an absolute just barn burner of a beatdown between the two of them. There's no doubt they're going to beat the shit out of each other. It's going to be a good, classic, traditional wrestling match. Lots of chops, they're going to beat the absolute shit out of each other. So there's no way you can't be excited about that match.
I said it last night. There's no match this entire weekend that has me harder than Gunther versus Sheamus.
Agreed.
Same.
For multiple reasons. Just call it what it is. Multiple reasons. That match is going to be amazing.
That is wrestling. I guess it'd be Blue Chew. That is wrestling Blue Chew right there. Katie, spit or swallow? Unless you want to talk more about Gunther and Walter spanking big meaty men.
Slapping meat. I'm going to spit the 6-person tag we got on NXT. Brooks and Dunn and Fallon and Pretty Deadly and Lash. I wasn't feeling it. I like the majority of the people in the match, but I don't know, something about it just seemed off and I wasn't really feeling it. I don't know. It might just be me.
I don't like Bull Buchanan's kid. I really don't. Jensen,
yeah.
Dunn, or Brooks. I don't remember which one's which. Not a fan of him. Fallon, I like. Josh Briggs, I like. B Squared's child is not doing it for me. In ring or in person. Like the whole he's a virgin thing was fun, and then they dropped that, and then I just completely lost interest in him. Like, let's go back to talking about how he can't get laid, and I might enjoy him some more. Let's try and get this man some pussy and entertain me.
Because that was fun. It was a fun little journey we were going on, and then they went to the UK, won the UK tag titles for little to no reason. Well, now NXT UK is gone. It's all Matt's fault. He was the one viewer in North America, and after he stopped watching, NXT UK went to shit.
That is not what I said. What I said was I feel like there was a point at which if the viewership dropped below that they would stop doing it. And I felt like I was the one person that made it drop below the line.
Regardless, it's your fault. It doesn't matter how I spin
100%.
it. It's all your fault.
I'm good with Gallus or the Creeds winning, but that's really it for me. Either team I'm good with. I don't want to see Brooks and Dunn unify those titles. Pretty deadly I'm okay with, but I'd rather see Gallus or the Creeds solidify that.
I'm 100% on board with the Creeds for sure. I've bought onto them over the last few weeks. I like the way they wrestle. When they do a traditional tag team match, they don't bury the ref, which is important to me. The big match on Tuesday night was kind of a shit show, and I felt like it was just a way to kind of get everybody in the ring together and let them beat each other up before the pay-per-view. I feel like other than the Creed brothers and Gallus, though, they were the ones carrying that match. So I feel like going into the pay-per-view, that's the way it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be one of those two getting the belts.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. My last swallow for NXT, Frazier and Axiom pretending that Axiom is not a kid, that he has never seen a British rounds match, and then challenging him to one at Worlds Collide, best of 3 British rounds, even though he was the cup. I can never remember the name of this Heritage Cup champion.
I don't even watch NXT UK, and I know that.
British rounds was his whole gimmick from like the onset of that. But pretending Axiom is not a kid because he's wearing a mask and he doesn't know anything. Absolutely love that. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm good with numbers." That was fun too. So,
well, yeah, it's nice little haha poking fun at person used to be other person, which they don't really do a lot anymore. I mean, I think they're gonna kind of start doing that, especially because there are so many people from either UK coming over or people on the main roster getting their NXT gimmicks back. Like, there's gonna be a lot more of that. But this was just a nice little fun segment. It was fun.
I'd say Hook is the worst name in wrestling, but that's just me. Will, spit or swallow from your kitchen?
I'm going to. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I just said from your kitchen. Spit
from
or
my
swallow.
Kitchen. I am absolutely in my kitchen, not at my desk. That's for sure.
It's your second home. It's like your second office.
It is absolutely
because you are a chef by trade and a mark by choice.
That's what they say, or what I say. I'm not sure if anybody else does. What I say.
I've said it.
Okay, so there's at least 3 of us that have repeated those words. I'm going to swallow the better representation of developmental talent on WWE TV across the board. And I feel like that's something we've seen more live the last few weeks than we had been. And a lot of these segments, we were getting a lot of repeat rematches and stuff like that. It's nice to see WWE bringing in developmental talent so we can see, even if it is just seeing the stars beat up on no-name indie talent, it's better than rewatching the same matches week over week over week. So I'm good to see them bringing in a little bit of developmental to kind of change it up a little bit.
Okay. I actually spit that earlier just because I didn't like the choice of who they used. I don't think Bianca, as I said, Bianca Belair instead of Belair, Alexa Bliss and Asuka need to be in enhancement matches. There's other
absolutely
talent.
Not. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a weird choice.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think that was kind of a shitty choice, but I think using it right, it could be a cool addition to the live show, but that was a questionable booking call to put those 3 stars against nobody. Eric and Ivar tearing through an independent tag team makes sense because it makes the Viking Raiders look bigger and stronger. Nobody realistically cared about those 3 beating the shit out of nobody.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on that, but I still swallow developmental talent being back on TV.
Okay. Katie, spit or swallow?
It is my last swallow from NXT. Quincy Elliott. I can't wait to see them in the ring. Because I don't want to level up. I don't care about that. But everything they are doing with, first of all, they're wearing a Bratz shirt on NXT, and that hit me in the childhood because I used to love Bratz dolls. So the fact that they are a better version of Velveteen Dream. Like, let's be real. Velveteen Dream was pushing it, but not in a good way a lot of the time. Like putting like Vince on your tights for reasons. I don't know. A lot of questionable decisions by Patrick Clark. We talked about that earlier. But Quincy Elliott being like that is something you don't see really in wrestling anymore. And I'm all about it.
No, I'm with you. I've enjoyed everything I've seen from them. It's really cool and very interested when they are going to end up on our TV doing their thing. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm assuming soon.
Yeah, I don't know why they'd be doing that if it wasn't going to be probably after Worlds Collide.
I was going to say after Worlds Collide, yeah. Like
also, shout out to JJ in the chat for all of the 5 people that watch Impact and Will and the one other person that watches NWA besides JJ, spitting and swallowing all the Impact and NWA stuff that we're not covering. So if you want that, it's in the chat. It's here. It's down there at the bottom. So thank you, JJ, for filling that void in our show. I do appreciate you. I'm gonna swallow everything Punk Mox from Dynamite. It was a bold choice to have Jon Moxley, who I think is a babyface, come out and shit on CM Punk in Chicago in front of a Chicago crowd. Then leaves a signed open contract for Sunday. Ace Steel, who is part of the Second City Saints with CM Punk and Colt Cabana, who trained both of them, who they mentioned last week. So they did give us some exposition after Punk's loss and all of that. And then even talked about him when he came out and made the references so you can make the connections of why he's out here. He is a producer in the back, grabbing it and taking it. And we're all kind of like, oh, well, we know where this is going. And then Punk coming out and saying, maybe I wasn't ready. Maybe, this wasn't a good idea, blah, blah, blah. Doubting himself after the loss. Also, the fact that they did the poetic, him getting beaten 3 minutes in Cleveland, similar to what happened to him in Cleveland in the MMA, and everyone shit on him for that and all that stuff. All of this stuff that they did to lead to the main event that got me hyped for a main event that I wasn't even sure was going to happen again. Ace firing him back up, helping him get his confidence back that he had lost. I know I was watching the Wrestle Index, and on that show, they were Tim wasn't, but Justin from the In Time podcast was kind of, he's like, it felt like a waste because why do we go through that whole spiel if he was just going to come? But like, that's the journey. Like, if he comes out and he's confident he's just going to sign it, then there's no point for Ace to be there. There's nothing. But if he's doubting himself and he's going to quit, and his very good friend, his trainer, comes out and reminds him just who the fuck he is, so that we get the 30-minute, 45-minute match that we thought we were going to get on Dynamite that we didn't get, so that we have a banger for the pay-per-view, so that we know that going in, there's a chance that CM Punk might defeat Jon Moxley this time. And also, yes. And also, if my booking is correct from when I was on the Mr. Warren Hayes show, which you should go check out, Tony Khan turns CM Punk heel in front of the Chicago crowd and helps him get that win over Jon Moxley, and plays into the whole Tony loves ex-WWE guys more than AEW guys before MJF comes out to handle that business at the end of the show. would be absolutely fantastic. And I pray I'm right because it'll be so great. It'll be Eric Bischoff in the NWO. It'll be Vince McMahon and Stone Cold at WrestleMania 19. It'll be good shit, pal.
I hate you.
I know you do. I really, just for your reaction, I hope I'm right. I know I'm probably not, but I really do.
It's not even, I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts about everything Punk Mox right now. Mox's promo, amazing. Shitting on Punk in Chicago, fantastic. Punk's promo was good too. It made sense. The Ace Steel coming out, who they mentioned it. I was like, I don't know who the fuck this man is besides being Punk's friend. And then obviously Twitter tells me everything I need to know. So that was cool. And like the best part, okay, let's be real. The best part about Punk like getting fired up after was the man in the crowd Simbaing his baby, like fetus. The baby was less than a year old, just to Punk like he was a legit god. Well, he said, "I'm a god in Chicago," whatever. But that's the best part about the whole thing that came out of that. I still just have I don't know. I still am weird about everything that happened in Cleveland. It's like it makes sense that you put it on TV because Warren talked about all of that, like the money draw, whatever.
Papa rating.
Yeah. But you didn't have it as your main. You had in the middle of your show for no reason, just literally you decided, well, okay, here. And now we're getting it as the main event, which I hope we do get like 30, 40 minutes out of it. But I still like thinking about it logistically, it makes sense. Everything happened in Cleveland. I just still kind of think it wasn't really needed.
I also want to swallow CM Punk's Friday 13th shoes that he had on.
See, you said that, and then like they didn't show his shoes again, so I couldn't even see.
They were there. Well, I'm glad you said that, and what Hunter said about. See, Hunter, that's a matter of opinion. It's not no matter how you want to look at it. It didn't matter. It just didn't matter to you. He didn't sell you. I was sold afterwards. I saw the vision and the story that they were telling. Like, Punk is in Cleveland where one of his most devastating losses in his life took place, and it happened all over again to Jon Moxley. Now, you know, that was kind of what made him doubt himself in the UFC, and then he took another loss. Now it's happening again here in wrestling, which is what he's supposed to be good at, you know, coming off an injury. And can he do it, or should he just not try again so he doesn't have it happen again like it happened when he was in the UFC? But he's got a friend who's got his back, who believes in him and believes that he can be the person we all hoped he would be. So I see the vision. I see the story. I'm good with it. It sold me. You got anything, Will, or you want to spit or swallow your next thing?
I'm going to chime in on the Punk thing. I think that if you are correct and he turns heel, this is the perfect opportunity for to be the antithesis of everything he's been against. He can finally be I am the best because I say I'm the best, not because everybody says I am. Like, he could finally put himself on the pedestal and everybody would be like, see, we've been saying it the whole time. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, absolutely.
It would make complete sense to have a heel turn there. I think, and agreeing with you, that if MJF comes out as the Stone Cold Steve Austin style anti-establishment babyface, the anti-Tony Khan, anti-CM Punk, that'll be the perfect way to get him back into a title picture quick. I like all of that. I am, however, going to spit putting the title match on free TV for ratings, and then allowing the build to the contract. I think we could have done more with that time than throwing a free match on and then making Punk look weak with a loss and then using a build in 7 days to build the match back up. I'm hyped for the match. I think it's going to be a banger. I just think they could have built to All Out without the title turn. We could have built to the unification match at All Out and got just the one match without the necessity of that free TV squash match. So that's my one beef with the Punk match stuff is I'm going to swallow half of it and spit the other half.
That's fair. And the way I look at it is it all depends on how it plays out. Like to me, whether it's a unification match or it's a match for a unified title, the result is going to be the same. So I don't necessarily think it matters or makes it any more like it doesn't affect the match that would like the actual in-ring product we are going to get at the pay-per-view. And it doesn't make it feel any more or less to me because in the end, the person is still going to be the unified champion. So it all depends on how the match plays out and what we get after the match as to whether this was a huge flop or a genius chess move by AEW.
I will say everyone needs a friend like Ace Steel, though.
Everyone needs a friend like Ace Steel. You got a spit or swallow there, buddy?
I'm going to go ahead and swallow the Drew McIntyre Roman Reigns match as well for tomorrow. I don't think Roman's going to drop the belt, but I think no matter what, we're going to get a fantastic match in the main event. I think those two are going to put something fantastic together going into it. The build for the story gives you just enough hope that you think there's a chance Drew's going to win at home, but with WWE's track record, we don't see a lot of home field advantage being much of a thing. But they give us just enough glimmer that we think it can happen, even though it probably won't. So I'm swallowing the main event at Clash at the Castle because I think Drew McIntyre is a fresh opponent for Roman to walk through.
I'm with you. And also Drew smashing the entire bloodline tonight on SmackDown, coming out, wrecking Roman in the back on his way to his celebration. The packages that we've got, all of that stuff has been fantastic. I'm going to bounce back to Hunter's comment real quick down there. That's how you look at it. You have to realize that it's not just 2 weeks in a promo to build to the rematch. The rematch and the original match are all part of the build and the story. The story didn't end and then restart after he lost in Cleveland. It was all building to what the rematch is. Everything that's happened, his injury, coming back, Mox winning, that's all still part of the build of this rematch. But neither here nor there, we're off that now. Drew, absolutely 100%. I honestly, I like the fantasy booking of Drew winning this match and then Austin Theory coming down, cashing in, finding out that he can only cash in for one championship, and that's how they split the titles up.
Because they need to split the titles up.
For the non-existent brand split?
Yeah.
Listen.
Well, bring it back, do it right. Bring it back, do it right. Katie, you got anything on Drew and the Bloodline, or you got your next spit or swallow?
I mean, Drew, Jesus Christ, I couldn't think. Drew ruining everyone, like you said, by himself tonight after basically getting retribution after last week, even though it was filmed in the same day, so it was weird. But like taking out everybody by himself, using a spear into Jay, mocking Roman, bold move. We talked about it earlier. Sammy's just a gem with the Bloodline. That's probably the best story right now because the camaraderie with Jimmy, the hatred from Jay, that's all that PTSD. It happens. It's just Jay talking and then Sammy's going, yeah, yeet. Like, after everything he said, I was cracking the fuck up. And Jimmy's like, what the fuck are you? Shut up. What are you doing? Stop it. Also, JJ's on some shit if that's what she's doing. But no, I love all of this. It has me intrigued to see what happens today. But I honestly, this is one of the ones where I'm like, it could go either way.
I'm with you on that. Fuck you. We're gonna go back to that. We're taking that comment off the screen. Yeah, no, I have really no idea fully 100% how this whole thing's going to play out. I'm very interested in the Sammy KO Uso dynamic going forward and where that leads. How all of this plays out.
Yeah, honestly. Is it my turn?
Yeah, spit or swallow, Katie.
I'm gonna swallow everything. Danny Garcia and Bryan Danielson. Not necessarily Chris Jericho, because fuck Chris Jericho, but the custody of Daniel Garcia on a pole, in a shark cage, ladder match, all of the above, on a forklift, anything. Him pledging his allegiance to JAS, but then stopping Jericho from hitting Bryan with a chair. This is, you and Warren talked about it. This could be a turn that you don't expect. He could just be like, yeah, I'm still going to stick with Jericho. Or he'd be like, nah, BBC, as Regal put it, the BCC. He could, I think Danny Garcia is a perfect candidate for the Blackpool Combat Club. That was one of the first names Bryan said when they first were creating this stable. So I'm more so invested for Daniel Garcia and the American Dragon, Jake Long, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I actually, with the Jericho promo and him pledging his allegiance to the JAS was I was like, fuck this. But then him telling Jericho, you don't need to do the underhanded tactics to get the upper hand, and then Jericho going for the chair and him stopping him, allowing Daniel Bryan to get the running knee. Also, mind you, I did say that having to watch Jake Hager versus Daniel Bryan was like having to watch ads before the porno that I wanted to see.
That's true.
But that whole running knee, and then the look on, because like he felt so bad that he betrayed his mentor, but his hero smiling and walking away, kind of like, yeah, thanks, bud. And then the dynamic going, if like he does join the BCC, of Daniel Bryan having his guy in Daniel Garcia and Mox having his guy in Wheeler Yuta, and both of these guys not liking each other, but being in the same group together will be really fun. By the way, thank you to everyone that just joined. Terrible Wrestling Takes, Tim from the Wrestle Index and Floor Slapper Sports, Cage My IQ, Bakley, Front Face Lock, even Nick and his asinine comment over there from the Universal Pod at the UW Pod. I guess they're streaming our stream, so thank you guys. That's fucking awesome. I'm going to spit the Wingmen. I don't know why they got TV time. This was terrible. They tried to do their own, like, let's touch tips. Like they're trying to do like the scissoring thing. And it wasn't good. It wasn't funny. I didn't enjoy it at all. And I mentioned this. Morrissey comes out. We don't know if Morrissey is the reason he was there is because he's the Joker. He leaves with Stokely, and then we have to look at Tony's stupid fucking mullet. And Stokely just gets really angry at Tony for asking questions. Katie wants to know about this army of white men and Lee Moriarty and what that's about.
It is. Look at everyone he's picked so far. Ethan Page, the Ass Boys, Morrissey, and Lee Moriarty. Like, what is the correlation here?
Dylan's not.
I need answers, Stokely.
We can swallow cross streaming. I'm with you. We need answers. We don't need them from Tony and his stupid fucking mullet. But Morrissey wrecking the Wingmen, I swallow. The Wingmen being there and doing the touch tip thing, that was all stupid. That was a spit. Will, spit or swallow?
I'm going to go with a spit this time. I'm going to go back to AEW, and I'm going to spit I feel like the square peg in a round hole they're going with. And once again, I apologize if I'm repeating anything you guys said before I got on. But I'm cherry picking, like I said, because I wasn't prepared for this. I'm kind of spitting the square peg round hole they're doing with the Elite and the Trios titles. I feel like when the titles were announced, we kind of felt like they were made for Kenny Omega and his boys. And now as the tournaments progress, it almost feels as predictable as Cody Rhodes winning the initial TNT tournament. Like it almost felt like it was built for him. I feel like there's a little bit of intrigue with the match, but I'm kind of spitting the fact that this was built up just to kind of let them walk into these titles.
See, I'm not there with you because while I agree, it felt like they brought this out for Kenny's return. This was there. And then we thought, okay, maybe we'd get Undefined Erection versus the Elite. And then Bobby Fish got, his contract expired and he got his release and he's gone. And Kyle had neck surgery and Adams still having Tony snort coke off his naked body in the back while he heals up like a sushi girl.
It's not. I don't know why.
It is.
Stop controlling your narrative.
Him and Britt are back there just snorting coke off Adam Cole's naked body while he heals up.
I have no reason to believe anything other than that is happening.
Don't.
My thing is the whole the Adam Page story and then Adam Page joining the Dark Order is really kind of what brought this around for me. And I'm all Adam Page, tiny hands and Reynolds rap and his stupid fucking beard that everyone keeps pointing out to me when I say he has no personality. And they're like, oh, he got a beard. Like, whatever. Listen, Johnny Hungy, the good, the bad, the Hungy, whatever the fuck they call him, the Hung Order, whatever you want to call them, they have something that I think is really marketable. And I would love to see them beat Kenny and the Bucks because everyone thinks Kenny and the Bucks are going to win. And Adam has had this whole redemption story against the Elite, and he finally did beat Kenny. So we know he can beat Kenny. And this isn't 100% Kenny. This is broken Kenny, who doesn't fucking tan and is all wearing a t-shirt because he's out of shape and all of this. And the Dark Order needs something. They really fucking do. Like, they really do. So give them the trios titles. Let them win. Swerve us all. Except for me because I called it.
No, it's a swerve in a good way. Remember I talked about Ali and Raquel winning? Swerve in a bad way. The good, the bad, the Hungy winning? Good swerve. Because everyone thinks it'll be the Elite. Because Tony Khan is a fucking hard-on for Kenny Omega. And it's disgusting. I don't want to see the Elite win these titles. The Bucks have histories of being trios champs in Ring of Honor and whatever else. They don't need to be the inaugural champions. Cody didn't need to be the inaugural TNT champion. The EVPs don't need to be your inaugural champions for shit. They weren't the inaugural tag team champs. Kenny wasn't the inaugural world champ. Cody's Cody. But you don't need this. Hangman, Silver, and Reynolds.
Tiny hands and Reynolds rap.
Tiny hands and Reynolds rap, whatever. That's who I want to see win. And fuck Don Callis for trying to be like, oh, you're a bad friend. Listen, you carny piece of shit. Nobody asked for your opinion.
Wow.
How'd you even get in
Tell us how you feel.
I fucking can't stand Don Callis. How did you even get in their locker room? Don't get in Hangman's face. Hangman should have laid your ass out. I would have, but I digress.
Also, shout out to Kenny's ring announcement before his match with the Great O'Con's United Empire.
With him burying Ospreay.
All of the things that he has done that Ospreay hasn't. I actually kind of popped for that. Like, I do not like Kenny in any way, shape, or form, really. But that made me smirk. So good for you, Kenny. You got one off on me.
Just one.
Katie's, it's you, right? Spit or swallow?
I think it's me. I'm gonna swallow Wardlow just for existing. I don't care about this trios match because it should just be two separate matches: FTR versus Motor City, Wardlow and Lethal. But when he came out on Rampage, dress pants, no shirt, that's a fucking look, and I need it every week from him. And the man bun, it's the little things, and that makes me happy. And he's the fucking champ for a reason. Utilize him. He should have a title match on the pay-per-view, even though Matt thinks it should just be on TNT, which I understand. But have every other title being defended besides that one.
Yeah.
You have the
Well, it
All
is the
Atlantic
TV
title.
I agree. It is the TV title, and you should defend it on your TV show that it is named for. That's where I stand. So I have that, but I kind of have it all wrapped in what I like to call the Rampage package. That is Damage Control, because Rampage tonight, it was a solid show, but it was very much what I felt like last minute Damage Control. We had the FTR, Wardlow, Motor City Machine Guns, Dutton Lethal segment. We had Starks defeating QT and getting attacked by Hobbs to refocus that back to where it should be. Yep. Swerve and Lee in the Acclaim backstage trying to get a little heat before the match happened. And then Jade and Athena's sit down to remind us that, hey, the TBA, by the way, shout out to JJ. You did forget the Jade brand is part of Stokely's group, but I know you were just talking about the men. So
yeah, because we know Jade and the baddies, but like he's creating his own little
male
subsection.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm swallowing Damage Control tonight. Also, shout out that Hung Order won, thank God, because if the Average at Best Friends had won and that was the match, I would have fucking definitely not bought that pay-per-view. So I'm probably still not going to, but neither here nor there. I know we talked. Yeah, we're good.
We talked.
So yeah, that I called that Damage Control. AEW Rampage Damage Control 2 nights before the pay-per-view.
Okay. Can I dissect things from what you said?
Go ahead.
Since you said a lot. QT versus Starks, spit. Fuck that match. We didn't need it. The brawl between Starks and Hobbs, fuck yes. Focused it back. I needed it. And then you have like 8 refs, one of them being Aubrey. What is she gonna do? She can't do anything. And she went after Hobbs.
I mean,
she can be very dramatic.
That's Katie, be honest. If you were out there and you had your chance to put your hands on Hobbs, like if you were a ref and Wardlow was out there, are you going to go after the person Wardlow's attacking, or are you just going to go wrap your arms around Wardlow because you can?
I would just be like, oh yeah, I got him, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Aubrey did. She's like, I ain't going to do shit, but here's my chance.
Between Ricky and Hobbs, I'm going Ricky. Pretty Ricky.
Fair enough.
Athena showing some life. One of the best showings promo-wise from her in a while. Basically being like, yeah, fuck you, Jade. Your reign's coming to an end. Which I also think that's true. Fingers crossed. What else did you say? Hung Order winning. Fucking Anthony Bowens calling Swerve and Lee, Timon and Pumbaa had me ruined. That was terrible. Everything about that. The build for this match specifically fucking sucked. This made me a little more invested because Keith and Swerve were like, at first we were just doing it to be kind of nice, but now you're pissing us the fuck off. And we're gonna get a good match out of this. And I think I covered everything.
All right. I'm going to spit the corny ass commentary / Viking rules match. So the match itself was fine, and I liked the aesthetic and the ship and all of that. That was cool, and them making Viking Raiders look dominant, that was all good. But like the pre-match commentary to set it up, and then being like, this match is Viking rules, which means there are no rules. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, who the fuck is this for? This felt like Vince McMahon on Thanksgiving, or, doing a trick-or-treat street brawl, or trick-or-treat brawl, or whatever bullshit he does. That took me out of it. Luckily, they brought me back with the violence in the match and the props that they used. So, I'm with that.
Mm-hmm.
But spitting the commentary and everything before the match.
Fair.
I can agree with that. I think the concept was there. The guys and the talent delivered, but questionable commentary can ruin the entire process and match. So I feel like no matter what the boys did, it wasn't going to matter if the commentaries didn't land the plane right. So I can agree there. Especially if you have such a strong gimmick match that they're doing. if it doesn't all blend together and tell the same story, then it's not going to make sense at the end. And that was one of those definite situations where there was a disconnect between the commentary team and what was happening.
Yes, Kofi pulling out his hammer though. I mean, there was a point where like they had the waves in the boat, and Michael Cole's like, "Oh, I'm getting seasick." It's like, dude, I love you, Michael Cole, but shut the fuck up. Like you are the corny. You are the one ruining this for me. Stop. Well, Will, spit or swallow?
I'm going to spit from the WWE. I'm going to spit, and once again, I'm just piecing things together, so I apologize.
No,
I'm going to spit the unnecessary push and rush that happened in the booking, and I'm going to plug Vince and Katie's show about the booking of the tournament that just happened with everything that happened, because I feel like with how they kind of threw that together and then having to replace all the matches and then the last second chance fatal 4-way, I felt like the whole thing seemed kind of rushed. And now the build up to what seems like the Sasha Naomi return, I'm just kind of spitting the whole build up to that title. I think that whole thing could have been handled just better in general. So I'm spitting that. I think those tag titles could have been handled better on their return. And that may not have been out of their control, too, with the injury bug. I'm not necessarily saying it was poor booking. It just a lot of really bad luck with how many people got hurt during the tournament process with what they were doing.
Also, a little bit of bad booking.
It was bad booking. And like I said, also spitting the winner of the tournament. Like, I will say, I told Kay this last night, while I do think Alexa and Liv should have made that tournament, you guys did a fantastic job. And I would, even though you guys did technically predict one half of the correct tag team champions, just not the right team, I would rather have your team than the team we got.
Honestly, like, first of all, I was very proud that like the team I suggested won, because I'm the best, I know. But the way Vince and I booked it in 2 hours was probably better than them booking it.
Even though Vince couldn't keep any consistency with any of his narratives.
I had mine. He had his.
I gave him so much shit in the group chat. I'm like, bro, you can't sit here and be like, there's a brand split and then offer 2 women from different brands after you shot it down. You can't be like, we don't claim her, but she's our representation. That's not how it works. I hope he's still watching. He's gonna be so mad at me. Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow. I'm going back to Dynamite. The Fatal 4-way. Yuta, Rouge, Phoenix, Moulin Rouge, FedEx, Pretty Kyle, and we don't have one for Dante Martin. That match was great. Fast paced, high flying, like literally just didn't really stop, which I like every once in a while. I like both kinds of wrestling. Weird, I know I like both. But like technical wrestling. Yeah, surprise.
Oh wow.
Breaking news.
Breaking news a year ago. I like the technical wrestling, but I also really like the high flying stuff. So this just being all high flying really like made me happy, because I don't know jack shit about Moulin Rouge. I don't know him from anywhere. I don't care. But everyone else I have seen multiple matches with over the past at least year. So it just gives me a little more hope for the ladder match, because it is just going to be a bunch of people diving and flipping off of shit for like 20 minutes. So
and that's going to be awesome. Yeah. I mean, just call it what it is. It's going to be awesome. Whether or not it's just 20 minutes of people jumping from high spots, it's still going to be a great match.
Plus, Pretty Kyle won the match, so shout out to Pretty Kyle.
Yeah, I'm just not happy that it's all these tag teams and teammates in a ladder match for a singles title, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, they also, again, threw this together how many days before the pay-per-view?
And I'm not
Moulin
even
Rouge,
convinced that Tony Khan knows who the Joker is yet either, by the way. I'm still not sure he knows. I'm just throwing
It's
that
going to
out
be
there.
one of 3 people. Well, okay, now it's going to be one of 2 people because Sammy has a match now on the pre-show, and I don't think he'll be in it. Yeah. Warren said there's going to be another match added. There's another match added.
I thought him and Ty were defending the AAA mixed tag titles.
Yeah, they are.
Is that what it is?
On the pre-show, yeah. Bagley is a good point. It could be. I didn't even think about Adam Cole.
So now we're back to 3: Morrissey, MJF, and Adam Cole.
Yeah. Oh my God. What if it is Adam Cole? No, fuck you, Just. It's not going to be EC3. He's controlling his own narrative still.
And EC3 is super busy with NWA dates. So I don't think he's even possible right now to be at the show.
Oh my God. It might be Adam Cole.
I think Adam Cole would be cool. I also think MJF would be cool as well.
Max is like the big name that everyone thinks. Well, Matt thinks honestly, MJF will be after.
Yeah, now I do. Now I kind of hope that they save until the end of the show, like Warren said, and for all the reasons I talked about. Well, Katie melts into a puddle thinking about the return of Adam Cole no longer being Tony Khan's Coke Cabana boy and getting back in the ring. I am going to swallow and spit Karrion Kross because I actually thought maybe this time around, with the way WWE presents stuff and getting the machine behind him, this could work. And the entrance and the aesthetic and Scarlett, it's all there, and that is a swallow. Once he steps foot in the ring and the fact that he looks like he stopped working out after he got released and just didn't care anymore, he grew his hair back, he doesn't have the definition and the build that he had anymore, and just how sloppy he was in the ring. Even to this point in the work he was doing in the indies, it's a spit for me. Like you're going to need to figure out something, give him 3 moves of doom, make him your next John Cena, Hulk, something that works that he can pull off to get him over if you want, because yeah.
Swallowing Scarlett anytime she's on screen, because that woman, and even like the whole promo beforehand, maybe not necessarily cross talking, but like the utilization of like moment and stuff, that was cool. But I knew as soon as this motherfucker stepped back in the ring, he was still going to be trash. He was trash in NXT, hurt a lot of people, somehow was champ, and he still sucks.
I like Karrion Kross.
Okay.
I like him. I think he's a hell of a worker in the ring. I think character works a little.
Oh, we lost Will. Hopefully he comes back.
Hopefully we get to hear the rest of his settlements on Karrion Kross.
Yeah, I was actually very intrigued.
So was I.
So Katie, spit or swallow.
Fuck, it is my turn now. Did I get anything from Dynamite? I think I can't remember who brought it up. Save Will. We can't. That's not on us. That's his internet. Miro's promo before Sting and Darby showed up. I'm gonna swallow that.
Okay.
I'm spitting the fact that Sting and Darby are in this fucking match and that they showed up. And I'm very much with you in Malachi and Miro. That is the match. Why are we having so many trios matches on this fucking pay-per-view? The tournament, the Malachi, House of Black, Miro stuff, FTR and Wardlow. Like, holy shit. Like, why? It's almost like Tony Khan doesn't know what he's doing a lot of the time. But I really wish something were to happen Sting and Darby beforehand, and we just get Malachi and Miro.
Yeah. We need to get there. Like they said, it'll probably be on free TV. We'll see what happens. JJ, Justin, and Benji all seem to be flirting in the chat. So there's that.
You guys okay?
About Justin's shitty internet. And Will's photons or phone, one of the two died. Hopefully his phone dies photons. You're not gonna agree with me here, but I'm gonna swallow asshole Ronda. Ronda tonight worked for I am like the way she acted, the way she treated Adam Pearce, the things she was saying, the whole read the it worked for me tonight. It really did. Like heel Ronda is going to be the best version of Ronda. So like if I'm gonna have Ronda, give me this Ronda because this was actually kind of fun. This is hands down the best promo segment from Ronda we have gotten to date. Period. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Can I tell you why you're wrong?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ronda fucking sucks. This was her this may have been her best promo ever. That's saying a whole hell of a lot because this was still trash. Doesn't talk her talking in the mic is like this. It's like she doesn't keep it up here to your fucking mouth, you stupid bitch. I was 100% team Adam Pearce on this. He grew a pair, called Ronda a stupid bitch, basically. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but he did call her a bitch, as he should. But like, asshole Ronda, this face Ronda, she's just a bitch. She can't. I hate. She's
but she is
as a person.
Exactly, which is why this worked so well. Like you're gonna hate my last two swallows, and Adam Pearce deciding like Ronda Rousey being in the ring. This was like the time to tempt fate and find his balls and start talking shit to someone in the ring. Like this was the time with everything she's been doing, and then just getting wrecked after the board of directors like, no, bring her back. Like it's cool. Like the fact that she is so hateable, the fact that she is a bitch, and then being that person, not being fake nice, not pretending, not fumbling over words that they gave her because she had to pretend to be what they thought she should be, to be a role model and all that, but just being who she is as a person.
It's still not fitting the fact that she can't talk at all. As a heel, as a face, she can't do a promo to save her fucking life.
It worked for me tonight. It did. It did.
Are you feeling
read
okay?
that? Read that? Yeah, read that. No, I enjoyed it. I was gonna say I've never shit on Ronda as bad as you specifically have, but
I've gone on record multiple times saying I fucking hate Ronda Rousey in every sense of the word. As a person, as a wrestler, she fucking sucks.
Spit or swallow, Katie. I only got one left, so.
Well, that was my spit. Was Ronda Rousey. I can't read. Hold on, I can't read my reading. Oh, swallowing Butch and oh my god, Ludwig. Jesus Christ.
Kaiser roll.
Yeah, I struggled for a second. We basically have Pete Dunne not name, but the hair was down, the singlet, snapping fingers. Yes. And the match was good. Like, this being the first time, I think, them facing each other on TV. I feel like it's been talked about a few times that, like, it hasn't happened, but might have happened at, like, house shows. This was good. And then with the whole stare down after with Sheamus and Gunther and Ludwig being like, no, save it. He kept saying 9. Like, no, you don't need it. Not now.
9.
Because Sheamus would have whooped his ass at that point. Tomorrow, who knows what will happen. But I loved the match just because I love Pete Dunne's in-ring work. Nobody watches. We talked about this, Benji. Nobody watches NXT UK, and that brand is dead now. So, well, according to TC, I guess they're still releasing episodes.
Everyone's correcting you.
Then fucking correct me. I don't watch UK, and other people said they didn't fucking wrestle. So all you can blow me.
No, it was a great match. I agree. We basically got Pete Dunne Mac. Like I said, they even said the old Butch.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, wink, wink, wink.
Wink.
And yeah, I'm good with it. I'm happy with it. Great match. They tore it down. Finger manipulation. I'm all for fingering and finger twisting and manipulating and all of the fun things in places that Pete Dunne likes to stick them and do them and handle them. My last swallow from SmackDown. Sorry, Vince is texting me about the thumbnail. JBL picking up Baron Corbin. And here's why. Happy Corbin is terrible and needs a reset. And as TC said, there's really, finger popping. There's really no one better than JBL to maybe in a last ditch effort save Baron Corbin from himself and from all of the damage that has been done. This is the perfect person because Baron Corbin is so unlikable to help him harness that unlikability into a character that will actually get him somewhere out of the mid card, maybe so he's selling more than one shirt on the shop so that people actually care about him or at least hate him enough. So JBL showing up, scooping him up, that whole thing, I'm all for.
It's more so the fact that I wasn't expecting JBL to just roll up like that out of literally nowhere. Listen, I don't like Happy Corbin. Bum-ass Corbin was superior to Happy Corbin. I would have preferred if we got Bum-ass Corbin back. But I'll give it a chance. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Take this as a W. You get one.
Take every win I can get.
As you should.
Do you have any more spits or swallows, Katie?
I have one more spit. And it is Sammy and Tay versus Ortiz and Ruby Soho. I don't know why the fuck I needed this match again. I cannot stand Sammy Guevara and Tay licking tongues. It's nasty. PDA's fine, but don't be fucking stupid with it.
I mean, Sammy's the only part of that I have a problem with.
I mean, same, but I don't like it. I don't like it together. If it was Tay and somebody else, fine.
And most of the time when I'm watching porn, I don't pay attention to the guy anyway.
Well, I do.
Okay, that's fair.
I pay attention to both. We talked about this a few minutes ago, you know? Yeah.
You like both kinds of wrestling, you both kinds of people. Well, actually,
Exactly.
there's many
there's
kinds of people.
There's multiple kinds of people.
Yes, exactly. So,
but I get what you're trying to say. In the match, I just didn't care. This was like the one part about Rampage Damage Control that I didn't fucking care about. Everything else made sense. We talked about the brawl, Athena and Jade and everything. This was just a way to get another match on the card. So now we're up to 14 matches.
Yeah.
I literally have to work Monday morning. I'm not going to be in any mood for anything because I'm going to be sitting here for 18 hours basically watching fucking All Out. Because Tony Khan wants to keep adding matches. Guarantee he fucking adds another one somehow. Orange Cassidy has to be on this card in some way, shape, or form.
I disagree. I don't think he does.
I mean, I don't believe that, but Tony Khan.
That is not true, Benji. Kids are very expensive. But I know what he's saying. Katie, what was your favorite show you watched this week?
Oh God. I'll say Raw just because I was there. And I know that's what you're picking.
Yeah, because of Seth Rollins. So Raw. best show of the week per the She Elite Showcase and the Smack and Raw podcast. Katie, please tell everyone that is still listening and hung out with us. By the way, shout out to the entire League of Extraordinary Idiots that came and hung out. Get Yo Podcast, Benji Calavara, Allison, JJ, Vince, Jesus, everyone that was here with us tonight. Thank you guys all for hanging out. Will, who came and went. Hopefully we find out the ending of his thoughts on Karrion Kross.
I don't think we're
interested.
This is gonna be like a who pied Kevin Owens. We're never gonna figure it out.
We're never gonna find out how Will feels about Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
Please plug your show and everything you have going on, which I was on.
Yeah. So you can follow me on Twitter, of course, at KaterWrestling13. The link to my body to take you all things She Elite Showcase. Twitch.tv/She Elite Showcase. Typically Thursdays, 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm putting it in quotes because the time always fucking changes. YouTube.com/She Elite Showcase. I always say watch the videos because they're way more entertaining. Because for reasons. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, if you'd like to listen. The latest She Elite, like Matt said, yes, he was on with me. Kind of helped me out last minute. Yesterday was a bad day, but I got the She Elite out. Matt helped me make the show fun. There's a special cameo at the very end.
Rackvanna
showed up, which I sent a picture to Reek. I was like, this is what you have to watch. You have to watch to the end of the episode, by the way, sir. And he's like, doesn't matter. Because he loves the Rack for some reason. I mean, the Rack did compliment me, so I'll take that as a win. What else did we do this week? Let's see. We were on Get Show on Monday. I feel like I did something else. Oh, Straight Talk predictions. I talked about All Out, and I aired all my grievances about that. So you can check that out. And I'm here. Inside the Mind of, a new one's coming out on Monday. After that, I have nothing planned, so I'm doing great. In the Crowd is currently defunct until Justin can get all the Get Show boys together. And then I might revive the show.
Can always
yeah,
get
that's
in the Crowd or Inside the Mind of.
Huh?
My wife, Inside the Mind of.
Oh, well, yeah. I'll have to work out schedules, obviously, but
yeah.
That's it.
Go check out all the fun shit Katie did. Like I said, most of it with me, including the Get Show podcast. You guys can also check me out for the all-out predictions that I did with Mr. Warren Hayes that is available over on the Mr. Warren Hayes show, which went longer than this show did, but we had a fucking blast, and it is definitely worth it. So check that out before you go watch All Out. Here are predictions, thoughts on the builds, and all of that fun shit. You can follow me on Twitter, only at MattRidders, @MTTRIDDR. Also, Smack and Raw Pod on Twitter. Creation World is the banner on which the Smack and Raw podcast exists. You guys can follow them at It's Creation World on Twitter and Instagram, ITSCREATIA World, creationworld.com, and facebook.com/Creation World. Also, check out facebook.com/group/Smacking It Raw if you want to do that. Hashtag Them Dragons is back. I was on there Sunday. I will be on there again this Sunday after House of the Dragon, talking about all that hot D. So if you're interested in that, check that out as well. Katie, thank you for joining me. Will, thank you for stopping by to fill in for the sick Daddy Delgado.
You almost called him corn and poppy. You hesitated.
I did not.
You hesitated.
I made sure I didn't. Thank you for stopping in. And if you guys hang out, there'll be a little bit of Smacking It After Dark here. So please stick for that, because for Miss Katie Kinsey Bay of the She Elite Showcase, I am the Warden Matt Ritter, the patron saint of podcasting, and we are Smacking It Raw, the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
Oh, wait, you ain't got one because your wife divorced you and took your kids and they don't want to see your bitch ass anymore, huh?
And we're back.
When did you add me to the intro?
Vince did that just for today.
Oh.
He had to redo the intro with the.
Yeah.
For those of you that didn't hear it, I'll play it again because I have to run to the bathroom anyway. But we redid the intro with what Jaylan made us plus the audio, and he's like, "Hey, since we're redoing this and I have to redo it anyway, do you have that Funko Pop of Katie?" And I didn't, because the one I sent you had part of your head cut off, so I remade it real quick and shot it to him, and he added you in and did the whole intro specifically for today. Because next week we'll go back to the old intro. But,
yeah, whatever. Ow.
I'm sorry about that, JJ. But I did get you your tote bag. So also we are looking into. Oh, Travis won't have to do any editing also, by the way, but we are looking into a new merch sale, so you won't have to worry about that anymore. Katie does have a Funko Pop, Benji.
I have my own. Like, my friend got me one made of myself. I legit am a Funko Pop.
But in the meantime, while I run to the bathroom and you guys sit here and talk to Katie, I'm going to run that intro one more time for all of you that are still here that may have missed it. And then I'll be back.
Let me let you in on a little secret, all right? Nobody likes you, Riddle. Nobody likes you. Nobody can stand the way you talk. They can't stand looking at your stupid face. And so when I finish the job I started at MSG a few weeks back, it's not just going to be for me, man. No. It's going to be for everybody, bro. I'm going to stomp Riddle's head into that mat one more time and show him once and for all who the man around here really is. Well, Seth, I'm going to prove to you that there's only one man in your marriage. And that's Becky, bro. You talk about my family, man. Talk about your family. Oh, wait, you ain't got one because your wife divorced you and took your kids and they don't want to see your bitch ass anymore, huh?
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host and announcer, those of the host. Listener discretion is advised.
Okay, so Matt's still not back, but that's okay. Benji said, I am his favorite Funko Pop. Thank you. Rollins really went in on Riddle. He just had to play that clip. Yeah, JJ, he mainly did it because he had to run to the bathroom real quick, and it was just easier to kill time. But look, he's already back. Ow.
What?
Oh?
What I missed?
Literally nothing. That clip ended like a minute ago. Not even.
Listen, I went as quick as I could.
No, I'm saying, like, impeccable timing.
He really did go in on Riddle. I was so happy. Vince apparently just woke up.
Choices.
I mean, he did just go to bed not too long ago anyway, so.
Oh, where the fuck were you? Why aren't you just going to sleep?
I think Wu-Tang was at Winley Park, or Tinley Park is Winley Park. What the fuck am I saying?
Are you feeling okay?
Listen, I have the longest weekend ahead of me. Not do we only have 3 wrestling shows, but I have my daughter's birthday that I have to set up for tomorrow, throw on Sunday, and then my wife told my parents, hey, by the way, we're going to come out and see you Monday since it's a holiday and go to a fair, and was like, oh, we're all coming, Matt. You're going to have to get up early. And I'm like, what if you guys go and I stay home? And apparently no one liked that idea but me. So I'm then now doing that on Monday too.
Damn. Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, fun for some aspects, but busy. Very, very busy.
Very busy. Which is why I said Winley Park instead of Tinley Park because of Wu-Tang. Vince has got that COVID pox or whatever's going around. Something. I'm worried about him.
That COVID box.
Is that butt cheeks?
No, I think it's hands.
Looks like butt cheeks. I will let her know you said that, Justin. Who else is still here? Anyone else in the chat hanging out? How was the show? You guys enjoy it? I think Tyler's going to be wrestling Blue Chew with that Seth Rollins pick. So.
Oh, wrestling, not all Castles Collide 2.0.
I told him to go with wrestling Blue Chew. I kind of like that with like Seth Rollins' face and the fire in the background. So.
That's fair. No, what? You got monkeypox?
Not monkeypox, COVID pox.
There's a difference. Come on, Benji.
Yeah.
Keep up. Well, no, because Benji doesn't know what either of those are because he's not from this planet.
That's true.
Which is my favorite narrative.
After I dropped you off at the address that you told me was your house, it really wasn't your house. How long did it take you to sneak back into Brookfield Zoo before they knew that you were gone?
I need to know. Because I think this man just lives in a box somewhere. Like, there's no way.
He's a man in a box.
Great song. Yeah, I know music. I also know movies. Even though you guys don't think I do. I say you guys. You and Reek. No, fuck you, Benji. I just like having this fan. This is so aesthetically pleasing to me. Just watching my hair blow in the wind.
One viewer on YouTube, 8 on Twitch, but it doesn't tell me who they are, so I have no idea who's in here. Except for Benji, Justin, and JJ, which JJ and Vince, shout out to you for staying up late again.
Consistency.
Yeah, right? Starting to worry about her being up so late because normally she doesn't do that.
Jesus. I'm trying to see who was on Twitch. So I clicked on it.
Well, that's fine.
A bunch of, I'm assuming, bots.
Who doesn't love bots?
I mean, some people don't. Herbal lessons.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Ow.
Well, hopefully we were able to entertain you for a couple hours while you were waiting on that. And next week, for all of you listening, it'll be Wreak Havoc from the Young Kings Wrestling Podcast joining me as we host all 3 members of Public Enemies.
Woo. That's gonna be so fun to watch.
My favorite Swerve in Our Glory match would be the one where they won the titles.
Yeah.
It's a thing for Jeremy because he's from the End Time Podcast and Swerve in Our Glory doesn't. Yeah. It's
I can see in the name. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. I mean, I think I'm entertaining. But...
I do too. That's why I keep having you on. If you weren't, I wouldn't fucking invite you back.
No, the reason you have me on is because I laugh at everything you say.
That helps, but that also adds to me thinking you're entertaining.
Listen, I'm the hardest working woman in podcasting right now, so.
According to Reek.
Yeah, because it's true.
I wish there was a way I could just get these to like go by themselves so I didn't have to keep clicking on them.
Yeah.
That was the nice thing about Vince being here is he could handle that.
Yeah, but then you guys kept like I noticed that like you would do one and then he would go back and like do like the same one. You guys weren't like consistent.
Yeah.
Well, what's your favorite moment with that Katie on the podcast?
My favorite moment with Katie on the podcast.
I'm actually intrigued if you have an answer.
I mean, it's really hard because my favorite moment kind of just changes every episode when I pop you. So I will say my favorite thing currently happened on your show with the question you like to ask me about why am I like this and finding out why you are like the way you are.
Well, technically that was after show stuff, I think. I don't know. It was like
stuff?
I don't remember. It was like 3 a.m. already, and after the day I had yesterday, I was so out of it. I slept like a fucking rock.
Katie face planted on concrete and split her head open, and that's why she is the way she is.
Okay, Jesus. Let me preface this by saying this happened when I was in first grade on Easter. And yes, I did crack my skull open. Permanent dents in my head. Yeah. It explains a lot.
It does. Because we still don't know why I am the way I am, but now we have an answer for you.
Yeah, we don't have an answer for you yet, though. Which is a little concerning.
Probably all the hookers and strippers and stuff.
Oh,
That wasn't on our show, Justin. That was on your show. It doesn't count.
it doesn't count. The scene rap I was pretty proud of. I will say. It's because I have a creative writing minor I graduated college with. And I took a poetry class. It's like that helped. Because rap is literally poetry.
I also, when you finally first stood up to Vince, was a good one. Like because like you were very shy and kind of like quiet in the beginning, and then I don't know what happened, but at some point you just said "fuck it" and stopped taking shit. And when you stopped taking people's shit, that was a personal highlight for me because I popped for that.
I don't know when that would have been. What?
Katie is solid for sure. She's concrete.
Benji, I really should have just punched you in the face when I had the chance.
You really should have. You had
I
multiple
had plenty of opportunities. Like, yeah, I don't know when I finally started standing up for myself. But I'm glad I did, because look where we are now.
Yeah, no, you flipping out for the first time was fantastic. I couldn't tell you exactly what show it was on, but I do remember. Oh, yeah. It might have been Benji that brought that out in you, actually.
It might have been.
Benji unleashed the beast inside you. That is not easy to say.
Unleashed the beast.
Yeah, there you go. Alliteration.
Yeah, I don't know when the fuck that happened. But, like, I don't know. I need to start, and I'll probably ask, I don't know, maybe I'll ask everyone this weekend in the chat. I want people to, well, first, I'll ask you, on Twitter, can you just save a video, like, to your desktop in a DM? Do you know?
I have no idea. I don't Twitter on my computer.
Okay. Well, because I was trying to think of doing something for the 1 year show.
Mm-hmm.
But if anything, I can do it on my phone.
I think you can, because I know Warren sent me a video and I played it, but I mean, technically, depending on how you do it, I think if you share your screen and you have it pulled up, you can just play it, pause it, have it set up, and play it from that window.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I want to do it yet, but I want to get everyone to tell me what, like, their favorite thing about She Lead has been the past year and everything like that. So,
yeah. Why did he spell your name that way?
I have dyslexic. We talked about this.
Yeah, Kate I.
Oh,
that's what I fucking forgot. That's what I want to do. What I fucking forgot is I was going to call you by the new nickname that you got from Pretty Kyle on the apron bump, and I didn't do it.
Potato Wedge?
Yes, and I'm fucking pissed about that because I should have put it in my notes and I fucking forgot. Cater Tot, Potato Wedge. I was going to do a whole AKA thing. Really pissed Vince off because I refused to give him AKAs.
Well, listen, mine are just from other people. I have a lot of nicknames. But no, see, because when you were on Abram Bump and I saw you made your name Taz's Package, I was like, perfect opportunity. I'll make my name Cater Tot because Pretty Kyle's the first person to call me that. And then he called me fucking Potato Wedge. And I was like, what are you talking about? So now he's going to call me a different form of potato every time I'm on his show.
Yep.
I don't know what else it would be, but Potato Wedge is solid. Fucking.
Mashed potatoes.
Don't give him any ideas. I like that just came to you now, though.
I forget. Because he misspelled your name. And I was like, Kate I. And then I was like, motherfucker. How did you forget that?
Fuck. And that's crazy because I did a show with you yesterday too.
Yeah.
And you didn't
Honestly,
tell me that.
I don't even remember if I introduced myself at the beginning of the show, to tell you the truth.
Today?
Yeah. Like, I know I said the whole, like, number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub, where the money shot could either be the end of a match or the end of a scene. And I know I introduced you, but I don't remember if I actually introduced, like, I was doing the outro and I called myself the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter. And I'm like, I don't think I said that at the beginning of the show. I don't even think I introduced myself to start.
I don't think you did.
Right?
Wow. Somebody get Benji off the screen.
Vince's phone died.
All people's phones are dying. Just said maybe favorite Sheely was when me and Matt were on it. The Get Yo. No, what did we name that? JJ named it, but I forget. Oh my god. What is the name of that episode?
Oh no, but I have a feeling that tomorrow's a strong running for your, or yesterday was a strong running for your favorite Sheely Showcase episode.
I have a lot for like different reasons for stuff that happens. But yesterday was actually like very fun. Like I told you, like you even said like I haven't laughed that hard on a show in a long fucking time. What is the name of the episode? Where is it?
I don't know what you're talking about, Katie. All I know is that the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are the greatest thing that's ever happened in wrestling.
How fucking dare you? The Get Yo Raw Showcase.
Just Wrestling Blue Chew, no S.
What is Benji talking about?
Who knows? Again, he's not from.
He's not
planet.
from this planet. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That didn't happen on Sheely.
He's absolutely
I don't know,
insane.
like I like themed episodes. Go DJ, that's my DJ. It's probably one of my favorite ones because it was all music themed and like that was a personal choice I decided to do. Savannah was not happy with that episode, and I was ecstatic because it was all about music. Because it's my show, so
It is your show.
it is. She may have created the logo, but I can also create a logo.
Careful now. Don't get too feisty. We're still live.
She's not watching.
That's true.
And what about it?
She definitely doesn't watch my show, so.
No. Why wasn't she happy with it? Because she thought it went on too long. Yet when she goes on her fucking tangents, episodes go like hour and a half. So I was in no mood for her and her BS. I had it all
To be fair,
planned.
I did not think this show was going to go 2 hours, and I think it did, so.
It did.
Yeah.
Well, because Will got kind of added a little bit into it. That's probably why.
Well, that shouldn't matter because I felt like you, me, and Vince would have banged it out in an hour and a half. So I was, like I said, I was very distracted at the beginning of the show trying to do things and add people, and then I just got started without waiting. And
There's a lot going on. Joe 111 sweaty session Blue Chew wrestling ad. Wasn't that the one with Pretty Kyle?
mm-hmm.
See, I know my guys' content.
I love how we plug Justin and us both being on a show, and now he's in my chat plugging more of his shows.
As he should be.
Was it not enough, sir, for you? Did we not do you? 1/4 of the Get Yo podcast doesn't even fucking like me.
What?
He's talking about Savannah.
Oh, I was like, I'm so confused.
I have not tried Shudder. As much as I love horror movies and everything like that, just I don't know. I've seen it, I've thought about it, but other streaming apps for the household have kind of taken priority content wise, and most of the horror movies that I really, really enjoy, I own and can watch anytime I want. So
shout out to Voodoo.
yeah, and Amazon has got a lot of horror content. Like there's horror everywhere. So I didn't see even Hulu. Like I didn't see the added value because there's nothing that I really want to watch that I can't get my hands on.
True. Yeah, it feels like that a lot of the time, especially recently. All the mandatory theories with the 40s hit. I don't know.
I'm already doing that, so like for real, like this diet that I've been on, like makes me. I looked it up. I think it's because I needed like take fiber pills or something. Like it's a lack of fiber, but gassy is all get out. Like ridiculous.
I bet Kate loves that.
Oh, dude, we argue about that all the time because she thinks I should just be able to like, constantly hold my farts in for ever. That this is like not a natural body function.
I need to go to Spirit Halloween. I love Beetlejuice.
Actually, we posted something in the so there's the new Hellraiser that's coming out with a female Hellraiser that I'm really interested in and excited for. The Chucky season 2 series on USA coming out.
Yep.
Super stoked for that. I still haven't seen Black Phone and I want to see that. That's one thing that I haven't got around to watching that I need to go see.
Black Phone is okay. It's like I watched it, I think, a few weekends ago. I just didn't get an answer. Like, we just didn't get an answer that we were needing. At least that's what me and my friend thought. So whenever besides that though, especially the way they shot it, I'm really into like the cinematography of things. So the way they shot this was really good.
Let me look at that group chat real quick because I think there was a fourth photo there that I'm.
Terror.
Oh, you know, I am not a huge Terrifier fan. Like
I was gonna say Terrorizer, so I was way off.
I saw the Art the Clown stuff in the original All Hallows Eve. I watched Terrifier and I listened to everyone talk about how amazing it is. And like the blood and gore and everything is cool. I wasn't as big of a fan of it as everyone else seemed to be. So I'm not super stoked for Terrifier 2. I'm also like, I'm more of a big budget kind of like horror movie fan. Like I'm not so much into the indie stuff. Kind of like I am with wrestling. Go figure.
Oh, weird. Black Phone, good. Just that's it.
The 3 to 5 business day bachelor party.
That's literally what it was, though. Justin, a lot of ha 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 ha. Ow. Have y'all seen PG?
Psycho Goreman. I have not. It is actually on my list. I've seen the trailers for it. I do have a list of some independent horror films that I wanted to check out, and I've started slowly working my way through them when I have time. I will say Return to Wrestling, my watch through of 1996 WWF, and then all the shows returning, like getting caught up on Stranger Things season 4, and now Lord of the Rings is out. And I also watched garbage stuff like Riverdale, so I had to get caught up on that.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so you know
the things you do for your wife.
No, that's not for my wife.
That's you.
That's
we have to dissect this. You like Riverdale?
I do. Well, I did until like the last 2 seasons. The last 2 seasons were trash.
Sir.
There are a lot of very attractive women in that show, and it's made by Greg Berlanti, who makes the Arrowverse stuff, which I also really like.
Well, okay.
And it's very horror centric. Like it's dark Riverdale. It's not Archie Comics. Like it's very dark shit.
Season 1 was good. I watched season 1, started season 2, and I was just like, I feel like this isn't good anymore. And then I just see everything that has been like happening these past few seasons on that goddamn show. Benji doesn't. I don't think Benji knows what anything is, though. He's not from here.
Also, they connected it with Sabrina the Teenage Witch because they kind of take place in the same universe, so that was
Yeah.
fun this season.
I didn't really like Sabrina though.
I will say I hate the singing parts of the show, like the musical
Why is everything a
episodes.
musical? I
Yeah,
love
I
musicals as much as the
I
next
hate
guy,
that.
but like, why is everything a musical? And yes, Justin, I already said I was down for Stranger Things.
It's so late though. Like, why do you guys wait till everything's dead and gone? Like,
First of all, excuse me. I said this when he created that list that he sent. I was like, oh yeah,
but
Stranger
that's what I'm
Things.
talking about. I'm talking about Reek and Justin are like, hey, here's a list. Here's what we're gonna do, and then like now it's been out for so long.
Listen, I'm still annoyed we haven't done Obi-Wan.
Exactly. I don't honestly don't want to do an Obi-Wan podcast at this point because by the time we do it, the next season of Obi-Wan is going to be out and it's going to be completely pointless.
So now we'll just have to wait until fucking season 2 comes out because it comes out this month, I think.
Maybe.
I can't remember. Honestly, I thought Reek was going
You
to
can't wait for Reek. Stop waiting for people. Do shit. See, this is why I was in that. This is why I was making all this stuff happen because you guys like wait for people or think this person's doing this and that person, but there's no communication. There really isn't.
I made the Super Show happen. I didn't really have anything planned for said Super Show, but I made it happen. Zoe has a cameo in it.
She does.
I need to put that on my YouTube channel. I still have it saved on my computer. But then like all of like SmackDown stuff's still on it, so like that's kind of annoying.
I'll go through and delete all that shit. Make some room.
Well,
Maybe that's why your computer's running the way it is because you got all that stuff on there and you need to delete some shit.
I don't have a lot on here, like that wise. I go through and delete like episodes after I upload them and everything. But like some I keep, like I have the Super Show saved. Vince has a question.
Vince has a question, and Benji said, y'all don't want to wait for tomorrow to do things today. Shut the fuck up, Benji. I love like his existence as he's an alien who just quotes like famous sayings.
That's literally what he is.
And his most recent metamorphosis is Ron Jeremy.
Dude, as soon as Jesse said that, I was like, oh man. It's so spot on. It hurts. Because he kind of does.
Vince, what is your question?
Yeah,
Did you fall asleep on the couch again?
I got questions as to what Vince's question is. Also, the fact that I haven't finished this yet is insane. Hello? Nothing exciting. Literally about this today for this podcast.
Well, if Vince doesn't get to his question soon, I'm going to bounce because I do have to get up with the baby and hang out with her tomorrow while Kate gets the rest of the house ready for the party on Sunday and then unload all the shit that's in the back of my car. What is going on in the chat right now?
I don't know. No.
If I made an appearance on the episode tonight for at least an hour, would I have still been credited for this week? Yeah, you would have because you would have been on the show, but you didn't come on the show, so that's null and void.
Put your fucking glasses on there, Chief. You need them for a reason. Oh, my God.
I missed something. Oh, this is probably what I missed. What is the minimum? Why is I'm not answering that question because I'm not trying to give you like I'm going to take this week off, so I'll show up for 10 minutes and then I get credit. Like, we're not doing that.
No.
Listen, if you're on the show and you have to go where something comes up or whatever, and you have to go, you get credit for the show. But I'm not giving you like a come be on for 30 minutes and then you can bounce sort of thing. And then you get, no, we're not doing that. No, I will determine per show whether or not the amount of contribution you gave is worthy of credit. I even gave you, what do you mean you lost your glasses? I even gave you, I said, if something happens and I can't be on the show next week and you got a host, you get 2 bonus points. Stop
Still
trying
pisses me off.
to milk this any farther. I'll be here. Don't worry. You don't even have to worry about it.
I know you won't be, but still. Like, I don't know where he gets off trying to think, oh, can I get 2 points? No.
We don't do part-time on the Smack and Raw podcast.
I want sick hours. No! The main reason I'm here is because you stopped showing up last year.
Call your union and have them talk to me.
Have your people call my people. I have busted my ass for Smacking It Raw.
You have.
And I'll
I
be
appreciate it.
damned if I lose this fucking contest. If I lose, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I mean, today was the last time you missed an episode.
Technically, yes.
And prior today, it would have been 4 weeks ago. So about a
Yeah.
month. It's about a month ago.
Yeah, because then you put me on the shelf.
I'd say a month and a half to 2 months ago.
Oh, God. Yeah, because I got put on the shelf. Which
Yeah.
is just disrespectful.
And actually, I think I was going to put you on the shelf, and Vince had to miss a show, and I brought you on, and then you went on the shelf. I think there was something weird in there, where like you were supposed to be off for 4 weeks, and then I had to bring you on to cover, and then you went back on your hiatus. Didn't that happen?
Yeah, but I can't remember what happened. I can't remember why or what happened.
So no, it's only been like three weeks, Vince. I think it's only been 3 weeks. Let's take a look.
I was gonna say, can't we just... Katie got benched? Yeah, Katie got fucking benched. Because Matt's trying to play fair.
I was trying to be fair. Don't worry.
And I respect that.
That's done and over with. Now game's on.
Game time, baby. September now. It's my time to shine. Oh my God. I think I slipped on my arm wrong.
So Vince was on with Dylan.
That episode was good.
You were on for Choke Me Out Poppy, which was 4 episodes ago. So you, me, and Vince did a show 4 episodes ago.
Oh, wait. I know why you brought me back, because it was the first one you went live for.
Yeah. And then there was the anniversary episode. Was Vince on Fear Boner? No. So the last episode Vince was not on was Fear Boner, episode 252. And this is episode 259. So 6 episodes, 6 weeks, a month and a half.
Wow.
253, 254, 255, 256. 7 episodes. So,
7.
yeah, a month and a half, almost 2 months.
Oh, and I'm the one who can now.
It's been a day. All right. I can't even speak, let alone math.
Listen, I understand.
And you didn't correct me. You agreed. So no, you can't. You also can't math.
It has been proven on multiple platforms I can't math. Y'all gonna bench Vince during his manicure?
Vince isn't getting benched. Vince benched himself.
That's 100% true. I was getting brought back tonight regardless.
Yeah.
Vince put himself on the bench.
Actually, no, that's not true. I am benching Vince. I am benching Vince next week. So.
You're benching both of us.
Yeah, but you're both getting benched next week. So.
That's okay. That's no excuse. I literally did multiple podcasts when I had COVID. No excuse. Just saying. Multiple podcasts. Because what else am I going to do when I'm stuck in my room?
Actually, there were 2 episodes in a row right before the 5-year anniversary that you did. So it was you, me, Justin, and Clark Street, which was supposed to be Vince. It was supposed to be an All Chicago show, and he couldn't do that. And that was 251. So he missed 251 and 252 back to back.
Jesus, Benjamin.
I mean, you can't be mad at him now. Like,
He went straight for it though. Continued couching. Sir, find your glasses. You had them on when I joined this podcast. I don't know. I yeah. Yeah.
okay. Say okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Which
Unless-
also not fun.
Unless you like got cut or something and were bleeding for days and still went to work, which respect you for that. But I'm assuming
Which I literally, like, my hands get so cut up at work all the time now, and it fucking sucks.
I'm assuming we're talking about the flow.
I would assume
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Justin's like,
Of
great
course-
episode. I'm on
Yeah,
it.
of course,
Go check it
just
out.
thinks that, yeah. Shout out to the Get Your Podcast sweaty sessions. Sweaty sessions are fun. All the lights are off. Oh, I thought he was on the couch. I'm so confused now. Yeah, that.
Yeah, Vince, get a period and then talk some shit.
Yeah. Go through that every month. Bitch. Shit sucks. Oh, God.
All right, kids. I'm going to bed.
I
You should all go to bed.
need to go to bed.
I will
This is-
tell my daughter you all wished her a happy birthday. She'll probably not remember or know who any of you are, but I will. Except for maybe Katie and Vince. Because she did just see you guys.
Precious bean.
So
My
no, that
favorite
was in
little-
Millennium Park. You went and saw that and I told you not to.
And I did last time I was in Chicago.
So
Fine, I'll make my. I mean, you might want to talk to like a doctor about that.
well, I'm glad you guys are up, but I have to get up, so I'm bouncing. But,
I want to go to sleep.
thank you, JJ.
See, he says shit like this and
Because he's an alien.
cements the fact that he is an alien life form, probably from Pluto.
All right, y'all. For Katie from the She Lead Showcase, I am the patron saint of podcasting, Word of Matt Ritter. This has been the Smacking It Raw podcast post show, Smacking It After Dark. Love you all. Thank you for hanging out with us. Good night.
This is